Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Good morning, Ghana. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, lovely listeners of GhanaTalks Radio. It's a beautiful, brand new day, and you are welcome to the news headline review right here on the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. I am your host, Esinam Fiagbedu, and I can't do this alone. Joining me today in the studios is Miss Regina Bless and Miss W. Adoso, who will be joining us shortly. Good morning, Miss Regina. How are you doing?
I'm good.
How was your night?
Good.
Hope you slept well. Because, it was kind of cozy.
My night was good.
Your night was good. We bless God for that. So, let's dive into the major news headline for today. Are you ready for that? All right. Let's go. Government commissioned 300 trading standards inspectors to boost consumer protection. The Minister of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu Ajare, has commissioned 300 newly trained trading standards inspectors to enforce fair trading practices and safeguard consumer rights across the country. The ceremony, which was held at the Ghana Standards Authority headquarters in Accra, was further testimony of the government's efforts to ensure accurate measurements, quality control, and compliance with the Ghana Standards Authority Act 2022. The newly appointed inspectors underwent a 2-week intensive training program at the Police Training School in Koforidua Eastern Region, during which they were equipped with the necessary skills to monitor goods and services in the market nationwide. Ms. Ofosu Ajari emphasized that the TCIs would play a pivotal role in Ghana's push towards a 24-hour economy, ensuring that consumers had access to safe and reliable products at all times. She explained that a 24-hour economy requires a strong framework for trade, and those inspectors would help uphold high standards, foster consumer trust, and promote economic growth. The TSIs are mandated to inspect and verify the quality of goods in the market, enforce compliance with standards to prevent substandard products, as well as the protection of consumers from unfair trade practices. The minister urged the inspectors to perform their duties with integrity, stressing that their work was critical to the success of President John Dramani Maham's vision of the 24-hour economy. So yesterday, 300 newly trading standard inspectors were inaugurated to strengthen consumer protection and fair trading practices across the country. And this is what the trading standard inspectors, this is their responsibility. Let me break it down. So their responsibility is to ensure that goods and services meet required quality standards on the market. They make it a point that any product that is introduced in the market is of good quality and is of good standards. I think in a way they are trying to make sure that expired goods or fake goods are not brought into the market. Making sure measurements used in trade, like weights or volumes, are accurate. Checking for counterfeits, as I mentioned, substandard or dangerous products, protecting consumers from being cheated or harmed by bad products or dishonest sellers. Now, the purpose of appointing these people is to enforce the Ghana Standards Authority Act 22, that is Act 10678, to boost consumer safety and confidence, ensure businesses comply with laws and standards, to help support Ghana's shift toward a 24-hour economy by making sure round-the-clock commerce remains fair and safe. So in a way, these people are actually responsible for making sure that any goods that is brought into the market is of quality and it's original and is not of counterfeit. What do you make of it, Miss Regina? What's your whole overview of it?
All right. So the trading standards inspectors, I feel it's a very positive and strategic move for Ghana, especially considering that they will have the consumer protection at heart. And especially sometimes with this false measurement, sometimes you go by should I say a cup of rice or a cup of something or anything that is being measured. Sometimes these people in a way cheat us. What you are supposed to get or what you are supposed to buy, the appropriate measurement, but because of their own selfish gain, they tend to cheat us. And also these people would make sure that fake goods are not brought into the system, expired product and also counterfeit products, that is the same as the fake goods. So I think it's a good thing. And also for it leading to the 24-hour economy, yes, I know that definitely this will not be the same people who would be running it, but as time goes on, people would come, people would go, as in shifts. They'll be running shifts. So in a way, the 24-hour economy would also have an impact.
Will also have an impact, since consumers need access to reliable, high quality products at any time. So I think that they're taking advantage of the 24-hour economy to make sure that this is actually brought to life. I think it's a good cause. But is this the first time you are seeing this sort of thing, that inspectors have actually been deployed to go into the market to check? Because if my memory serves me right, this is the first time I'm seeing it.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm also hearing of it. But aside today, I've not heard of it anywhere.
So what are your expectations for them?
So the my expectations for them is what I said earlier. If truly they would clamp down on counterfeit goods, illegal selling, illegal selling and all that, they should make sure that they do what they are expected. They shouldn't collaborate with these traders or this market women or market men to rather do us more harm than good. They have been brought into the system to make sure that our interest should be their top priority.
Right.
Whatever they have been taught, the extensive or the intensive training they went through, they should make sure that they implement it and not stab us at the back. Yeah.
Right. So this is actually an inauguration that is very important, deploying 300 personnel to be market inspectors. It's very important. In a way, it's going to improve trust in Ghana's market. Perhaps in this our country, I wouldn't say in this our country per se. I think it's everywhere. If Miss Regina, if you can help me with that, I think it's everywhere. The fact that in every country, there's original and then there's fake. So for them to bring up such an initiative like this to deploy market inspectors is going to bring in some kind of like trust within Ghanaians. When you know in your mind that, oh, they're actually market inspectors. Even sometimes you go and buy the goods and then you forget to even check the expiring date or even check for the authenticity of the product. You know, there's a market inspector who will make sure that these things are actually original and then they are not fake. They are going to encourage investments and then growth and help protect consumers from fake and dangerous goods. So that is it. That is why this is very important, and then we see it to be a very great initiative from the Trade and Agric Minister, Madam Elizabeth Ofosu Ajari. All right, let's move straight into our second news headline. No permits, no importation of excavators. President Mahama announced new regimen to curb illegal mining. President John Dramani Mahama has announced that excavators can no longer be imported into Ghana without a government-issued permit. A move aimed at combating illegal mining and protecting the country's water bodies. Speaking at the Global Mining in Motion Summit on Monday, June 2nd, 2025, President Mahama emphasized the need for stricter regulations to control mining activity. He stated, "We are going to change the permitting regimen. You will not be allowed to import an excavator or put it on a ship unless you get a permit before you can bring in an excavator." President Mahama also expressed concern over the overwhelming number of excavators in Ghana, saying Ghana has more excavators than any other country in Africa. As part of measures to curb illegal mining, excavators will now be tracked to determine if they are being used unlawfully. Mahama clarified that artisanal miners are not enemies of the state. With proper training and support, they could contribute positively to Ghana's development. He explained, artisanal miners are not enemies of the state. If properly trained and supported, they can be allies in our development. Working together with small-scale miners will reclaim our forest reserves and restore the purity of our water bodies. Our river guards are working on clearing mining activities in our water bodies and on the banks of our rivers. We have successfully cleared out illegal miners from 9 no-go zone forests reserved. Mining cannot be sustainable unless it is also responsible. Environmental degradation, water pollution, and community displacement are not inevitable byproducts of mining. They are the consequences of poor governance and enforcement. By strengthening the environment, social and governance framework across the mining sector, this will include mandating site rehabilitation. This means that small-scale miners and medium-scale miners must also have rehabilitation clauses in their permit to reclaim the land, President Mahama emphasized. So President Mahama yesterday in the Global Mining in Motion Summit, which took place at Kempinski Hotel, stated emphatically that no permits, no importation of excavators. Miss Regina, do you think this is the way to go to curb illegal mining in this country?
Okay, so in as much as I would say it is not the 100% right way to curb illegal mining, it's also one major factor we need to consider, because these illegal miners do not use pickaxe. Pickaxe.
Yeah.
They don't use hoe. They don't use cutlass. They don't use knives. This heavy machinery, which is the excavator, that is what they use. So that should tell us that it's a contributing factor to illegal mining, to destroying our water reserves, to destroy our environment also. So this is a right step in the right direction by making sure that you need an official or formal permit before you can import excavators into the country. I can boldly say that in Ghana here, Ghana is the leading, aside China where they bring it from, Ghana is the second country where excavator is known in this world. Even who could be a feature cry, excavator is there. Someone's house, an excavator is there. An excavator should I say, aside businesses, it should be used for industrial purposes. It should be used for purposes which will generate enough revenue, or which will generate enough end product for the country or for a private institution which deals with either agriculture or maybe any construction site or something. But it shouldn't be solely. Now I feel like a excavator is only limited to illegal mining. Excavator is limited to mining per se. So its purpose, excavator is used for multi-purposes, but now in Ghana here, that is the only purpose we have tagged it with, illegal or mining activities. So if you need a permit, I know that when you need that permit, you go through a lot.
Yeah, you go through hell.
Exactly, before you get that permit. So in a way, in as much as it's not 100% guarantee that it will keep illegal mining, it's a right step. As the saying goes, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean.
Yes, so in a way, you think that President Mahama coming out to say that no permits, no excavators, is going to, in a way, going to keep illegal mining. So what if people actually, you know, some people can be very deceptive. They want to bring in excavators to mine, but they are going to put in a different information in a permit or maybe the document that will be given to them for them to have access.
Okay,
how do we treat those people too?
Okay, so first of all, let me bring in digitalization.
Good.
I believe that excavator is a very big machine, and it has many parts. So this is where tracking system comes in, or using a GPS or anything to track the location of the the excavator, what it is doing, its purpose. Is it used for the right intended purpose? That is where the tracking system comes in. So with that, it boils down to accountability. In as much as I would say maybe the individual do not know that maybe a tracking system is being placed on my machine. It should be something which should be discreet. It shouldn't be known, but it should be known to only the officials. And also, talking about what she asked, some people are deceptive.
Yeah, very.
Yes. I know that this also shouldn't be a yardstick for corruption. It shouldn't only be a policy we are just implementing, because I believe that it will be a key for corrupt officials to be like, oh, it's just a policy, so just bring this amount of money and get the permit. Because after all, the permit is only just, I believe it's just a piece of paper, whether it will be digitalized, whether it will be sent to you via your email, your Gmail, your WhatsApp, your SMS, even if it will be a code. It shouldn't be, is it corruptalized? It shouldn't be corrupted. That system particularly shouldn't be corrupted. Yes, that is what I want to say.
It should be transparent,
exactly,
as much as
with strict supervision.
Strict
and stricter supervision.
Good. So you remember we were here when President Mahama government said that they're going to publish the names of all those that import excavators. Where did that lead us to? Did you hear anything of that sort again?
No.
I was wondering, so what was the government waiting for?
I believe that in a way it's good, but in a way are also putting people's, should I say, privacy out there. Even though that we want to keep Galamsey, but that shouldn't be a point where we put people's names out there. Let me use this as an example. You know, in the past, when someone is being suspected for either robbery or murdering someone, they just bring the person's face like that, bare, without any covering. So at the end of the day, if you are innocent, that tag is still on you. That you were once suspected for this
crime.
But it got to a point now when someone is being caught, they blur the person's face. In a way, they are trying to protect the person's image. So this should also be the case. In as much as we want to keep galamsey, it shouldn't be a reason why we would put people's names out there. Because you know that maybe I might not know the person, but another person knows who they are talking about. And it can go to the extent of bringing these people's pictures out. So with them not implementing it, it's in a way it's good, in a way it's bad. They can find other ways to maneuver through it and get a result.
So you think that is them, like the government is trying to intrude the privacy of these people by publishing their names?
Exactly.
But these people are actually causing more harm to our
How would we know that they are the ones causing harm? Because you know, excavator is like a business.
Yeah.
I might have the money. I might be like, oh, okay, I want to go to China and import excavator into the country, because now I know that having an excavator right here in Ghana or someone purchasing it is a whole lot of money.
Right.
So it's another means of business to me and to myself. So why not? I can just import it, but not having the idea or not having another ulterior motive that I'm bringing excavator just for mining purposes. You know, even right here in Ghana, we have a company, a big company, which sells excavators. When you go, it's just outlined there. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they are also involved in illegal mining.
Right. Miss Debbie, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So before we move on to the next topic, I want to hear your opinion with regards to this story. President John Dramani Mahama coming to say that no permits, no importation of excavator. So I want to ask you, is that the best way we can go about to solve illegal mining?
Well, it's not the best way, but at least it's a way to minimize it. Because I think in the whole Africa, Ghana is leading with a country with the more, like a country with much excavators. And excavators, you know, it's not, it's expensive.
Very.
Excavator is very, very expensive. And then Ghana being a leading country, and they say oh sikao, and yes but you see, most of these excavators are acquired by these illegal miners, and what I have found out is that most of these excavators are being imported into the country illegally. So with what President Mahama is saying, it's good. So now if you know you have excavator, you need to go and register it. You have to get permits for it. Just like the way you have driving, licenses for your vehicle. If a policeman come or cross your path and they ask you for your license and you don't have it, it means
It's illegal.
It's illegal. So they have to arrest you. You come to the police station and then write a statement. So with the excavator, it's good because if you know you have excavator, now you have to go and register it. And with this, it will make it a bit difficult for these illegal miners to acquire excavators into the country. But then I feel like it's still not the best way to keep illegal mining.
Yeah. But how do we sit in a country, then we wait for let me put it this way. We sit in a country and then excavators are being imported into the country illegally. If they don't go to the ports, then where do they go to?
You see, I wouldn't blame the miners. They are employed, right? So I'll refer to them as employees. Where will you get that money to buy excavators? So it means that the person you are working for bought that excavator. Because as a normal employee, you're not going to get that money to buy a whole excavator. If you have money to buy excavator, then why should I engage in illegal mining? Because if I have money to buy excavator on my own, then there is no way I should indulge in illegal mining because I just know what's So people behind illegal mining is what we should target. They are the people we should target, not the people that are being employed on site to work. They are just there to work for the little money they will give them for the day. But the people behind it, they are the people we should be looking out for. Because omuno muto excavators ne ma osifa ko ye juma. If you go right now and then you arrest this galamsey kingpins, they will tell you that excavator and then water. And say, why not to excavator? And it's a question mark because they are not ready to tell you. So I think we should rather focus our attention to. I know top officials are engaged in it because excavators, they're not a layman will not get that money to buy
an excavator.
It is this top political officials that are involved. I mean, there's alleged speculations around that some top political officials are involved in illegal mining. They are the ones buying the excavators. So we should rather focus on them, and then the necessary steps we are supposed to take to prevent them is what we are supposed to do. Because imagine someone who holds a higher position in office. The person is being respected physically, like outwardly. And then behind the scene, this person is involved in illegal mining. And this person has been appointed, let's say, the boss of Tema Port or whatever you call Tema Port. Okay, so Tema Port. Do you think if I go to import excavators, I will include it? No. And they know themselves. The politicians involved, they know themselves. And there is no way they are going to sell, each other out. So there are more to do when it has to do with illegal mining. But granting permits.
But before you even get a permit, it's going to take you a whole lot of stress.
I think you will definitely be asked questions.
Yeah, a lot of questions. You'll be interrogated, scrutinized properly. And if indeed you are going to use it for illegal mining, you get fed up. You will get fed up.
With all this, we will still have people that can.
Can be. I'm just hoping that the system will be transparent and as honest as possible. That if the person comes in to get a permit, like they scrutinize the person, they don't pass back door and then pay the person and avoid asking certain questions for you to get the permit. Yeah, so that is it. It's a good call, but in my opinion, I don't think that is the best way we can go about it. It could equally be one of it, but not entirely the best way to curb illegal money, in my opinion. All right, moving on to our next news headline. Corruption, political missteps, undermining galamsey fight. Asante Hene warns. Asante Hene Otunfoy Osei Tutu II has attributed corruption and political miscalculation as major factors behind the failure of the fight against illegal mining, commonly known as galamsey. He believes these challenges have undermined national efforts over the years to clamp down on the menace, despite repeated interventions. Speaking at the Global Mining Summit held on Monday, the Asante Hene warned that the continuous destruction of water bodies through illegal mining poses a serious threat to the country's environment and future. He called for urgent and sustained action to halt the illegal mining activities. The pollution of our water bodies, the destruction of our forests, and the degradation of our virgin lands cannot be allowed to continue unchecked. It cannot be denied that a cocktail of regulatory failures, political miscalculation, and corruption has combined to make the curbing of the menace more challenging. We have the opportunity to calmly dissent the policy options and tools available to deal with this problem. This is coming from Otunfoy Osei Tutu. He's saying, I read that again. It cannot be denied that the cocktail of regulatory failures, political miscalculation, and corruption has combined to make the curbing of the menace more challenging. We have the opportunity to calmly dissent the policy options and tools available to deal with this problem. He also described the government's introduction of gold for oil as a positive initiative that opens new horizons for the mining industry with a potential to attract increase investment and boost production yields. So this is coming from Otunfoy Osei Tutu. He says corruption, political missteps is undermining the fight against illegal mining. Do you agree with him?
Yeah. He's saying the truth. And that is what some top of officials don't want to hear. And it's true. We are not able to fight illegal mining as at now because I believe some top officials one, they are politicizing the issue, and two, because of corruption related activities that has to do with engaging in one way or the other, engaging in illegal mining. You see, where we've gotten to as a country, it is sad that as it stands now, we are still talking about illegal mining. We are still finding ways and means to bring an end to illegal mining. And by now, dear, we should be appreciating ourselves and then our forefathers, because they've laid down the foundation and we've built on it. If Nkrumah, at his time, I know definitely illegal mining I shall see any end, but since Nkrumah time, if it was too severe and coming here by now, your generation will even see one gold. But aside them mining, they've put it in mind that, see, even though we are mining, and because we are mining for this gold, we are destroying the environment. The life of people is at stake. Yesterday, I came across, I think, one communication director for the National Democratic Congress saying they are, it's like the government is keeping long on, bringing an end to illegal mining, so they should get 2 helicopters and then gun.
Yeah.
You saw that. 2 helicopters and gun, and then he will finish it. And I was reading the comments and someone was like, this is how you talk and then we see nothing.
Yeah.
You talk like this, we see nothing.
Even some judge we can solve illegal money in just a week.
And you see, we are beginning, in a way, I would say the government is doing well, but in a way we are beginning to lose trust in them. Because certain things they emphasized on, immediately they came into power. I say, they are relaxing. And then we are not hearing anything. And like the minister came on live TV crying. Yes, you are feeling, sorrowful for what is happening. But your tears, it's not going to solve any problem. It's just like you are hungry, you have food, you don't want to cook, you are there crying. And then you think the rice should walk into the pot. And then immediately your stove will light. And then the food will start boiling. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to take an action. And what Otumfo is saying is true. Corruption, they did him. Yeah, politicizing issue, no. That's what we've done. Because there was allegedly, I heard a statement where some people, I saw a video where allegedly some people were saying, say, I'm buying a bus when Mama yen too good. And I was like, look at this. What buying a bus? And so, say assassin. You are tarnishing the image, even if you are not a member of that party, you are tarnishing the image of the party. That's one. And then one thing, see, I would say that one of the main reasons why we voted for this current administration, number one, has to do with illegal mining. Because if you will remember, 3 weeks or a week to election, demonstration in this country wasn't easy.
Yeah.
And it was all towards illegal mining. After the Moaba, and they say, or China say, mostly Blue Water Initiative.
Yeah.
And then mostly say, like, we are not getting the head and the tail of all that is going on.
Right.
So, the fact that, you are my friend, you are in party A and I'm in party B. If I prosecute you right now, when you come into power and then you find fault about me, you're also going to, do same to me, what they my enda dankrofon na yenhwe say ye bibi. So in the sight of the citizens, you feel like they are doing something, but behind the scene, they are covering themselves up. And that is the main reason why most of the things we cannot fight it in this country. Corruption is one, illegal mining is two. Because you feel like, MPP, and go for no more MPP, ye more share. Almost one more bow, and they've started it. Even the minority, when they went on this recent protest, they went, so they were like, the NDC should pray hard, because when they come into power in 2029, they are going to pay 1 billion. So
I don't get it. Is that where we have gotten to as a country?
That's where we've gotten to. You do me, I do you. But it's no longer about the citizens. It's about the two of us, the two parties. So you are charging me 50 million. When I come into power and then you are found culpable, I'm going to charge you 1 billion.
I feel like they should let the institution work as an independent body, rather than them trying to politicize it.
But they are not.
Oh.
Our institutions are not working independently.
Oh, come on. Miss Regina. what's your take on Asante Hine's submission that politics, corruption is undermining the fight against illegal mining?
First of all, I would say the national interest is being ignored because
you think so?
We are all individuals, we are all Ghanaians living in Ghana, and automatically we are nationals of Ghana. And the one thing we all want is the end to illegal mining or galamsey.
Yeah.
So in a way, our interest is being ignored. And with what Asante Hine is saying, we should know that he is a figure known for his leadership. He is not known for any kind of political interference. So this message should be taken very it shouldn't be taken slightly, shouldn't be taken lightly, because this is a very strong message. It has impact. For someone like him to come out to say that miscalculations and political missteps or political interference or political influence is making the fight against galamsey not go on, well, then it's true. It will get to a point where our water bodies, virgin lands, virgin rivers, and all the forest reserves we have will be destroyed, and not even political gain or political interference. No NDC party, no MPP party can bring back what we've lost, can bring back what has been destroyed.
Right.
This is a land that was left from from our forefathers. It was there till now, and so the Gen Zs, we are destroying it. The youth, we are destroying it. So what are we leaving for the next generation to come? Someone might think that, oh, it's just a natural reserve, it's just a water body. As Cheddar said, Kumasi, they don't have water, but he can find a way and give them water. I saw a comment where someone said that, and it was like, oh, say Cheddar, Mama Yunsu. And I was like, wow, this is where it has got to as a country. We have I would say that most of us are not mentally stable, because we see what these political parties are doing, and in a way, yes, so in a way, we are tolerating them. This is a time where the youth should also rise. In as much as the past administration was in power, we were fighting against it. Why are we silent now? Why are we silent now? This is the time we also need to rise. We also need to let our voices be heard. Illegal mining is wrong. Yes, it will take a whole lot of time. It will take a whole lot of patience to make sure that illegal mining is being kept. But what are the government or what are the leaders also doing about it? So it's high time they listen to Asante Hine. Say, a leader has come out to also talk about it. So they should listen to him.
They should listen to him. Miss Debbie, is there anything you want to add up?
Not really. I think we've said all.
We've said it all.
Yeah.
That indeed politics and corruption is actually undermining the fight against illegal mining. And that is where we've gotten to as a country, which is so sad. So sad. All right. This is where we draw the curtains for the news headline review. Up next, we have Debbie's Girl.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk on matters that concern the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. There is a trending issue now on board. And you see, it's becoming very, very interesting. Oforiatta declared wanted again by Office of the Special Prosecutor after missing June 2nd deadline. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has once again declared former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta a wanted person effective on June 2nd, 2025. This decisive action follows his failure to appear in person at the Office of the Special Prosecutor's headquarters by the stipulated deadline, violating an earlier agreement that saw his temporary removal from the unwanted list. The Office of the Special Prosecutor had initially declared Mr. Ofori-Atta a fugitive from justice in February 2025, citing his repeated non-compliance with summons for questioning regarding multiple corruption allegations. So these probes include his involvement in contract with Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited for revenue assurance, issues surrounding the National Cathedral project, and other financial dealings during his tenure as Finance Minister from 2017 to 2024. So, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta was a former finance minister from 2017 to 2024. There was no change. And I quite remember that there were a time where, people were calling on the then president to replace him by Ankosi Bebia. And then we were here. Not quite too long, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, brought out some allegations leveled against him. Including issues that has to do with the National Cathedral and some other cases that have been leveled against him. Now, the Finance Minister was expected to be at the Office of the Special Prosecutor for questioning and interrogation. Unfortunately, we heard that he was not feeling well, and so the time should be extended. And it was extended to June 2nd, and June 2nd was yesterday. And to our utmost surprise, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta is still not feeling well. And so they are pleading with the OSP to shift it to 18th June. Now I want to ask, which type of sickness is this? Is it a type of sickness that any time is due for you to be questioned about an office that has been handed over to you, a position that has been handed over to you from 2017 to 2024? Anytime is due for you to be questioned. That is when you are man, so I don't understand. That is when you feel more sick. This has to do with billions of cedis that has went down the drain, and Ken Ofori-Atta is nowhere to be found. What has reached us, or the information we are getting, is that the situation now is worse. So it's either he has a virtual meeting with the Office of the Special Prosecutor, or it should be postponed to 18th June. Now, I wouldn't be surprised. 18th June is just in the corner. 18th June will be here, and then Ken Ofori-Atta will still say that, maybe I don't know, Monfanko July. Then with this, are we going forward? Are we making progress, or we are retrogressing as a country? And aside that, Mr. Kisin Ejabin, you've been a special prosecutor for 8 good years. Me who say we prosecuting the public say that. All the time you come out and then you tell us that, yeah, this person has been involved in this. You mention the cases one after the other. Then all of a sudden, BBID. It looks like the Office of the Special Prosecutor has become, dull. We don't hear anything. And then I'm beginning to lose some sort of trust in the current administration, and especially when it has to do with the Office of the Special Prosecutor coming out with issues like this. And issues like this are very, very sensitive. Someone who was the finance minister of this country, and you and I know how, the economy of this country was some time back. and there are charges that has been leveled against you, why don't you just go and listen to what question you will be asked? If you are guilty, you are guilty. That one, there is nothing we can do. If you are not guilty, you are not guilty. And then we keep postponing it. One, it makes the office of the special prosecutor unserious. That is the fact. It makes it unserious. And it's painted this picture out there as if this current government, they are not interested in prosecuting anyone. Yes, I know issues like this has to go through due process. You have to, make sure you get the vivid evidence to be 100% sure that this case you are leveling against Mr. So and so is true. With the office of the special prosecutor coming out to tell us that Kenneth Oriata is wanted, and with the cases he has listed, it means he has his evidence, because I'm not sure a special prosecutor will just come out and say things that he knows nothing about. No. And it's like the office of the special prosecutor is very weak. Very, very weak. Today, they bring this person. We've seen this and this and that and that. And this is what our findings has fetched us. Then the citizens, everybody is happy. We are eager to know more. Then all of a sudden, shoom, we don't hear anything again. We don't see anything again. And with Kenneth Oriata, postponing the day to 18th June, when is he going to get well? Because it's as if said that the sickness and for me, I see it to be a permanent illness, which means he's not going to get well soon. So now, Mr. Kisie Jabin, what is the next step? Are we still going to give him another time? And even if the time is extended, and then he comes out with another excuse, what are we going to say? And you see, all these things are telling us that if people are not ready to prosecute anyone, if people are not ready to hold anybody accountable. Because the National Cathedral, for instance, money has been pumped into the National Cathedral. And the finance minister was the lead. He was the leader of everything. Because at the end of the day, when you go into discussion and you're supposed to pump in 50 billion, who will you look up to, or who will you go for that money? You have to go to the finance minister. And with the National Cathedral, we know the amount of money that has been pumped into the National Cathedral. And then now the National Cathedral has become a manhole. Sikana yehu. National Cathedral no so ayera. So where is the money? Who is responsible for it? And also who? So what at all are we learning? Like, you see, it's very annoying, and sometimes I don't get to understand ourselves. Because these are our leaders who go outside the country to learn. So then I keep asking myself, what at all do they learn from the Western world? You read profile of people getting PhD, masters in this and that and that. And then they come back to the country and as if, excuse me, but as if their brains has been washed. And then you see nothing. So the National Cathedral is nowhere to be found. The money that has been pumped into it is also nowhere to be found. The person who is responsible for it, we cannot find the person. So are we saying that it is ghosts? Or the board of members that has been appointed were ghosts? And the money that was allocated for the National Cathedral, was it spent? A question. Was it disbursed to people? No one knows. So the office of the special prosecutor, please, you can't be playing with our feelings. So sensitive issue. I remember the first time this issue came about, it was a talk of town, because we know that our economy being in shambles is not because of something very mere, but it's because of our carelessness. and how wrongfully we spend as if the money is ours, forgetting that it's for the taxpayers. And then at the end of the day, we see nothing. We will be very, 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 very disappointed. If by the time this current administration leaves power, no one is being prosecuted, no one is being questioned, then it means we were joking. And we were doing all that because we need power. Because you cannot tell me that money, that 50 million or 50 billion that has been pumped into the National Cathedral, vanished into the air just like that. Whereas cases were found that a board member, a committee board member, has 2 national identification cards receiving 2 monies at a go. And then at the end of the day, we don't see the person responsible for it. And then the special prosecutor will come or tell us this. The next time he changes his mouth to tell us another thing. I mean, within a second, he's telling us a different thing. So now, what are we believing? So to the office of the special prosecutor, please, if you feel like, as you've done your findings, and there are a lot more to do, please take your time. And do it well. It will be better if you take your time, do it well, and at the end of the day, we get a positive response. Kenneth Oriata was declared wanted. Now he has been declared wanted again, and I'm sure they will keep declaring him wanted until at the end of the day, we the citizens will get fed up and then we'll just keep quiet. But that's not what we are looking for. If we are not holding these people accountable, if we refuse to allow transparency reign, then what are we saving down for the future? It means we are creating a path for a conducive, corruption in the nearby future. If no one is prosecuted today, then we should be rest assured that similar incidents will occur in the future. So please, let's do our homework well. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Please, let's do our homework well by Miss Debbie Adoso. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bliss. What do you have for us today?
Today in History, 2015 Accra flood and fire disaster. On June 3rd, Ghana experienced one of its most devastating disasters when heavy rainfall led to severe flooding in Accra. The floods caused the fuel station at Kwame Nkrumah Circle to explode, resulting in over 150 deaths and numerous injuries. This tragedy highlighted the challenges we faced in urban planning and infrastructure in the city. 1979 June 4th uprising. While the main event unfolded on June 4th, the uprising began late on June 3rd, 1979, when junior military officers, including Major Boachi Jan, Fred Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings from prison. Rawlings had been arrested for attempting a coup against the ruling Supreme Military Council. His release led to a successful coup the following day, marking a significant turning point in Ghana's political history. 1886. On June 3rd, 22 Catholic and Anglican converts were executed in the Kingdom of Buganda, modern-day Uganda, for their refusal to renounce Christianity. This event is commemorated annually as Martyr Day in Uganda, honoring their faith and sacrifice. 2019 marks the anniversary of the crackdown in Khartoum, Sudan, where security forces violently dispersed pro-democracy protesters, resulting in numerous deaths and injuries. The day is remembered for the tragic loss of life and the ongoing struggle for democratic governance in Sudan. 2025 inquest into apartheid-era killings in South Africa. An inquest opened in South Africa regarding the killings of the Cradock 4 anti-apartheid activists, Forts, Kalata, Matthew, Gunwi, and Sikolo, and Sparrow Nkonto. The inquest aims to uncover the truth behind their abduction and murder by security officers during the apartheid era. To some few observances on this day, today is observed as World Bicycle Day, proclaimed by the United Nations in 2018. It's observed on June 3rd each year. It aims to highlight the benefits of cycling for health, sustainability, and mobility, making it a simple, affordable, clean, and environmentally friendly mode of transportation. Today is also observed as National Egg Day. It is intended to celebrate the significance of eggs in many people's lives and throughout history. How you must also remember the animals behind the eggs. Hence, these free-spirited creatures deserve our recognition, compassion, and a life free from cruelty. And that's all for today on Observances of the Day and Today in History.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for that fascinating fact. So today is World Bicycle Day. Are we supposed to grab a bicycle and be riding? Yeah. Or, bicycle is a source of transport for people. And people use bicycle for their daily activities. They use bicycle and in Olympics too. People ride bicycle as a sport, right? Yeah. So what are we supposed to be doing on this particular day? So now go and grab a bicycle. Today is World Egg Day.
Yeah.
And I know someone is excited about that. World
Egg Day.
Today is World Egg Day. So today you have to eat egg.
Oh, okay. So you're buying me egg. God bless you. God bless you.
Okay. No problem.
God bless. And I think today is also a very sad day, June 3rd.
Yeah, June 3rd.
The disaster.
The disaster happened at Circle. Oh.
Killing a lot of lives.
A lot. It's sad. And I think this was also due to flooding.
Yes.
Flooding. Hey, so we've not learned a lesson. I think the whole place was flooded. And then
there was sort of diesel
at the surface of the water.
So people died.
Oh, yeah, people died.
So sad.
All right. That's so sad. Today we've remembered them. As we've remembered them. Our condolences to the family. Anyways, this is where we draw the curtains for the first segment of the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. Right after this, we'll be going for the news. Stick and stay with us.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm with level band. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our GhanaTalks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. Matuni ding setete abako sem. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say it. No artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Code Konya, or you singer, and now you rapper, you think say you get bars. You go fi spit fire now. Listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio, and you say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app, no, our Play Store, any App Store. Not tune in, and say this what you see, but live on Facebook, Kointakra, any Ghana Talks Radio page, and so now listen. I bet you fire 1 year, Konya, Wading, Jajan.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
GhanaTalksRadio.com. Listen live. Listen live. Listen live.
I love. We love your station. It's great.
Listen here. Listen here. Listen here. Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Good morning and welcome to the morning news broadcast on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, President Mahama announces stricter rules for excavator seizures. Asantehene calls for responsible mining practices. Office of the Special Prosecutor declares Ken Oforiatta wanted. In related news, the Office of the Special Prosecutor to prosecute National Petroleum Authority officials over 218 million scam. Mahama pledges to finish KJTIA Market Phase 2. These and many more coming up shortly in business, sports, and showbiz. Do stay with us. President John Dramani Mahama has introduced a new approach to combat illegal mining. He has instructed the security forces and the Forestry Commission's rapid response to confiscate excavators used for galamsey. The goal is to strike a balance between enforcing the law and preserving valuable equipment for potential productive use. The President Directive is part of a broader strategy to tackle illegal mining affecting 44 out of 288 forest reserves, whilst ensuring responsible mining activities.
Working together with the small-scale mining sector, we will reclaim our forest reserves and restore the purity of our water bodies. Our river guards are working on clearing mining activities in our water bodies and on the banks of our rivers. We've successfully, as the Minister told you, we have successfully cleared illegal miners out of 8 out of the 9 no-go zone forest reserves. We will track excavators, as the Minister said, in order to know whether they are being used for illegal mining or not. And we intend to change the permitting regime. Ghana has more excavators in this country than in the whole of Africa. We're going to change the permitting regime. You will not be allowed to import an excavator or put it on a ship unless you get a permit before you can ship an excavator.
Moving on, the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II has expressed distress over lack of progress in fighting illegal mining. He has urged professional bodies like the Ghana Bar Association and the Ghana Medical Association to remain steadfast in their opposition to illegal mining. Asantehene emphasized the need for stronger measures to tackle galamsey.
It cannot be denied that the cocktail of regulatory failures, political miscalculations, and corruption have combined to make the task of curbing the menace more challenging. But there's no issue here which is insoluble. We have an opportunity to calmly dissect the policy options and tools available to deal with the problem. So, I feel sure it is within the capacity of this gathering of industry experts, end users and policymakers to fashion our solutions that work for the good of the nation. I feel obliged, however, to call for a sense of perspective. The mining industry has had its challenges in recent years, symbolized more forcibly by the near collapse of Anglo-Gold Ashanti in Obuasi, but Obuasi is back on track, and overall the industry to me is in robust health. All our major companies are improving on their performance. The emergence of the new Gold Board is a creative initiative with new horizons for the industry, increasing the raising prospects for more investments and higher yields. As I'm sure we will hear from the Minister for Lands, who will be speaking later, the outlook for the future is truly great, with increasing evidence of the presence of some of the new critical minerals the world needs to drive the new green economy. Unfortunately, we are in danger of diverting our attention from the bright prospects ahead onto the avoidable pitfalls of illicit mining. For the sake of the nation, please, let us hold our nerves and allow ourselves to unwittingly obstruct the path to an even more robust industry.
You heard from the Asantehene Tumfor Saitutu II. In other stories, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has redeclared former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta a wanted fugitive. This was after he failed to appear before the investigative body, citing health reasons, was requesting a virtual interview. The former finance minister missed the deadline to present himself to the Office of the Special Prosecutor on June 2nd, despite a prior agreement. Special Prosecutor Kisin Ejabin questioned the validity of Ofori-Atta's medical report. He also accused his legal team of acting in bad faith and deliberately evading investigations. Meanwhile, Ken Ofori-Atta is being investigated for allegedly causing financial loss to the state. Cases of the National Cathedral Project, ambulance spare part deal, Ghana Revenue Authority SML contract, termination of network improvement agreement between ECG and Benjin Technology.
That is a wanted person and a fugitive from justice. His name is hereby re-entered on the OSP's list of wanted persons. The OSP will take all necessary legal steps to secure Mr. Ofori-Atta's return to the jurisdiction and to answer to the criminal inquiries against him. In pursuance of this, about 30 minutes before this briefing, I triggered processes for the issuance of an Interpol Red Notice for the location and provisional arrest of Mr. Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta in whichever jurisdiction pending extradition or his surrender. Around the same time, I dispatched a request for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which Mr. Ofori-Atta may be located or found, and his extradition to the Republic of Ghana. The OSP will prefer criminal charges in the courts against Mr. Ofori-Atta in due course, whether in absentia or otherwise. The principle upon which we proceed is that no person, regardless of title, regardless of status, regardless of medical condition, is beyond the reach of inquiry by the OSP. Thank you for coming. If you have any questions, I'll prefer to.
In related news, the Office of the Special Prosecutor is set to file criminal charges against high-ranking officials of the National Petroleum Authority before the end of June. This action follows an alleged corrupt scheme involving over 218 million between 2022 and 2024. Meanwhile, former Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum, Mustafa Abdul Hamid, is under investigation for alleged embezzlement of 1.3 billion from Unified Petroleum Pricing Fund. The Office of the Special Prosecutor commenced investigation in November 2024 and has since uncovered evidence of the corrupt scheme.
National Petroleum Authority. In November 2024, the OSP commenced investigation into suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses in respect of the operations of National Petroleum Authority, NPA, and the activities of some of its officials. The OSP investigation has revealed that between 2022 and 2024, some high-ranking and other officials of NPA devised and implemented a corrupt scheme of using public office for profit through threats, intimidation, coercion, suggestions, bribery, and inordinate regulatory duress to obtain for their personal benefit large sums of money from oil marketing companies and other entities under their statutory regulatory, licensing, oversight, and monitoring mandates in the petroleum downstream industry. As at the close of business on 30 May 2025, the OSP had uncovered, through tracing and trailing, an amount of 280,516,127 cedis and 19 pesos, being proceeds of the corrupt scheme, some of which has been used by the perpetrators to acquire identified and traced apartments, suites, houses in country and abroad, 22 fuel haulage trucks, and the incorporation, acquisition, and operation of oil marketing companies to compete with the oil marketing companies they were regulating. The OSP, before the end of June, would file criminal charges against the first batch of the perpetrators and complicit oil marketing companies and their officials. Upon filing, we will brief you in detail in respect of who did what, who acquired what, and what has been recovered.
From Ejaben, moving on, Mahama unveils plans to boost Ghana's economy through value-added mining. President Mahama has announced plans to infrastructure with a new Accra-Kumasi Expressway. The sword cutting ceremony is scheduled for next year, marking the beginning of the project. The expressway aims to ease congestion between Accra and Kumasi. The project is part of the government's Big Push infrastructure program aimed at accelerating infrastructure development.
Your Majesty, under the Big Push infrastructure program, we are once again about to start investments in major infrastructural projects across the country. And as the second most populous region in Ghana, Ashanti will not be left out. Your Majesty, I'm happy to report to you that we will soon undertake the feasibility study and design of the new Accra-Kumasi Expressway. We hope to be able to cut the sword early next year for work on this transformational project to commence. Your Majesty, it is our intention to continue and complete the phase 2 of the KJTR Market project, which has been affected by the debt exchange program. We will also commence construction of the Kumasi Outer Ring Road project. This is a project that takes a road round Kumasi through Ejisu and appears on the Mampong and Techiman roads. We'll start the first quadrant to take big trucks through Ejisu to come out at Mampong and onto the Techiman road so that they don't go through Kumasi. Work will soon start on extending the runway of the Prempeh International Airport to allow bigger wide-bodied aircrafts to land and take off. We'll also undertake the Kumasi City Traffic Improvement Program, which will include completion of the Swami Interchange and associated bridges. In the health sector, we will continue and complete the Sewa and Afari military hospitals. We will also continue and complete the Konfanoche Teaching Hospital maternity and children's blocks.
In business, Ghana's cashew production has suffered a sharp decline with output dropping by 30% in the 2024 season. According to the African Cashew Alliance, the country produced only 161,000 metric tons of raw cashew nuts this year, down from 230,000 metric tons in 2023. To tackle challenges in the sector, the ACA, in partnership with MoveCom Cashew and with funding from the European Union and the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States, has launched the Master Training Program. The initiative aims to strengthen Africa's cashew industry through capacity building and innovation. The 5-day program brought together 103 participants from 8 West African countries, including Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Bissau, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and Sierra Leone. The training focused on strategies to maximize the cashew value chain and improve sustainability in production. Participants included key players from primary production, processing, and research sectors. Ernest Mentor, managing director of the ACA, emphasized that the program is designed to address critical industry challenges. This training is tailored to equip industry players with the knowledge and tools needed to overcome production hurdles and unlock the full potential of Africa's cashew sector, he said. Meanwhile, Ghana's Cocoa Research Institute and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture have reaffirmed their commitment to boosting cashew production. Dr. Kofi Owusu-Domfe, acting executive director of CRIG, highlighted ongoing efforts to develop climate-resilient cashew varieties. He is dedicated to breeding pest-resistant and high-yielding cashew varieties to sustain the industry amid climate challenges, he stated. Dr. Solomon Jan Ansah, Director of Crop Services, assured stakeholders of the government's dedication to high-quality cashew production. The ministry is working closely with stakeholders to ensure high-quality cashew production and restore Ghana's position in the global market, he said. As part of the program, participants visited the Wenchik Agricultural Research Center, where Municipal Chief Executive Gloria Opoku Jemfi pledged to protect research lands for the benefit of Ghana's cashew sector. We are committed to safeguarding these research fields to support sustainable cashew production for future generations, she declared. With this new training initiative and collaborative effort, stakeholders are optimistic about reviving Ghana's cashew industry and enhancing its competitiveness in the global market. Still in business news, President John Dramani Mahama has disclosed that the establishment of the Ghana Gold Board has sanitized the gold trading and export businesses, ranking in 2.7 billion in the short span of its operations. He added that the Gold Board has also strengthened the oversight responsibility in the exports of the precious mineral, ensuring that Ghana benefits from the commodity. Speaking at the Global Mining Summit in Accra, President Mahama described the Gold Board as key plank to ensuring maximum return from Ghana's mineral resources. The Gold Board, which is a key plank in my administration strategy to reform the gold mining sector and ensure maximum benefits for Ghanaians for our gold resources, has taken off. In its short existence, it has sanitized the gold sector, ensuring maximum returns from our gold export, he said. Expressing optimism, President Mahama projected exponential growth in export receipts from the previous mineral by the end of the year. Ghana's gold export earned the country 2.7 billion. Ghana's gold export through the PNMC and Gold Board earns the country $2.7 billion between January and April, and this figure is expected to increase exponentially throughout the year, he projected. He added that the Ghana Gold Board is planning to use the African Continental Free Trade Area to enhance intra-African trade of goods and minerals on the continent. President Mahama also stressed the need for African countries to deploy resources on the continent for development of Africa. The world is transitioning. There is a surge in demand for critical minerals like lithium, graphite, nickel, and other rare earth minerals. Ghana is ready to play a central role, re-establishing policy, legal, and investment frameworks to explore and develop critical mineral reserves, he added. To sports, the sports head coach of the Sudan national team, Kwesi Appiah, has been nominated for the Ghana Football Awards. He faces competition from former Black Stars teammate Frimpong Manso, Nations FC coach Kasim Okansi, and Golden Kicks gaffer Fifi Parker Hansen. Kwesi Appiah led Sudan's qualification for the 2025 African Cup of Nations in Morocco. He has also kept Sudan within touching distance of World Cup qualification, having amassed 12 points from 6 games, one fewer than Group B leaders DR Congo. Frimpong Manso, head coach of Gold Stars, has led the Miners' chase for a first Ghana Premier League title. Gold Stars are currently top of the league with 60 points, with one match to end the season. Kasim Okansi, coach of Nations FC, has also recognized as head coach of Nations FC. He led the team to the brink of a debate league title, sharing the summit with Gold Stars on 60 points. Fifi Parker completes the list of nominees. Having guided Golden Kicks to the final of this year's FA Cup, he is the first coach to have led Division 1 league side to the final season since 2016. The Ghana Football Awards will be held on June 14, 2025 at the Grand Arena, Accra International Conference Centre. Now, the Director of Diaspora Affairs at the Presidency, Kofi Otridako, popularly known as KOD, has disclosed that he once worked for Ghanaian business mogul Osei Kwame Despite by selling music CDs and cassettes. Speaking to Blogger at the grand opening of Osei Kwame Despite's Auto Museum in East Legon on June 1st, KOD said he was doing this during his teenage years whilst he was in secondary school. He explained that his long-standing relationship with Osei Kwame Despite began from these years whilst he worked for him. He noted that this experience played a role in shaping his journey into the music and entertainment industry. When I was a teenager, I used to sell cassettes and I worked from Lumber's shop, and I worked for Despite as well. That was my secondary school job, my introduction to the music industry and everything. This is part of the story, KOD said. He also mentioned that he was one of the early voices expected to join Peace FM when the station was being set up, but due to his existing role at another radio station, he couldn't take up the opportunity. When Peace FM was being established, I was one of the quiet voices that was going to start, he added. And that's how we end it for now on the morning news broadcast. I will be back with subsequent news bulletin in the midday news. My name is Deborah Adoso. Don't forget to log on to www.GhanaTalksRadio.com as well as logging on to all streaming platforms at GhanaTalksRadio.com for more news updates. Do have a good morning.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com. ghanatalksradio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm with level band. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, be the time it's going to carry Brell. Our Ghana Talks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. My 20 things set about Sam. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say no artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Or you singer and now you rapper, you think say you get bars. You go fi spit fire now. Listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio and you say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app no. Our Play Store and the App Store. Na tune in and say this what you see baba live on Facebook, Kointakra, any Ghana Talks Radio page and so now listen. Ebe your fire. 1 year, Konya, Wading, Jajan.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials. From Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adosu,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show on Ghana Talks Radio. My name is Pakwesi Omare, your regular host. It's a Tuesday morning. It's the 3rd of June, the third day in the middle month of the year. Today we bring you discussions making waves in the capital of Ghana and all around the country. In the studios with me, I would have the representatives of the two major political parties representing them, their parties, to hold a discussion on some very major topics or news going around in the city. Before we get into that, let me first welcome my guests in the studio. And also don't forget to join the conversation on all our social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on X. Also, our WhatsApp line is very active. You can join the conversation with your suggestions and opinions on 0202-544-614, 0202-544-614. Our website is www.ghanatalksradio.com. On YouTube, you can find us on Ghana Talks Radio. Now with my guests, Mr. Brima. Brima, morning, sir. Everything cool? We thank God. How has it been so far, your party being in power?
So far so good. First of all, I would like to thank the Almighty God for granting the wish of Ghanaians into reality, because the election 2024 clearly showed that Ghanaians really wanted change, and by God's grace, we had one of the successful elections in the history of Ghana, where the NDC and its flag bearer John Dramani Mahama had overwhelming victory. This is unprecedented, and so far, looking at the 5 months in office, we have started seeing the change that we wanted, ranging from the CD to dollar exchange appreciation, ranging from the standard of living of people, ranging from delivering on our 120 days contract that we signed with the people. So far so good. You can see that wherever you go, freedom of speech is back. People are able to express themselves willingly without feeling intimidated. So many taxes have also been removed, with new ones not being introduced. All of these, we can also look at the oil and gas sector. We are looking at fuel transportation also coming down. And today we are having a discussion of reduction of price of goods in our marketplaces due to what the reduction of prices in petrol, diesel, and whatnot. So so far so good. I believe that the government is on track, and all we ask for from Ghanaians is patience, and we look forward to building the Ghana we want together.
Okay. But Brahma, you see, with precedents, we've come to realize and come to learn that most often when government changes or when power changes, the first years of the new administration kind of enjoy some freebies when it comes to the economical structure. And so in 2017 we realized the same thing with the ex-war administration when they took over, that things were so good, and so from 2018-2019 we came to face the reality on grounds. In 2017 when they took power and they were boasting of they making changes to some of these things, the response from your government, who had then just exited power, was that they are enjoying from the foundations of things your party put in place in 2016. Fast forward 2024, they also leave power. 2025, if you take power, and here comes these things that you mentioned: the appreciation of the cedi against the dollar, the reduction in fuel prices. We've seen some major reduction in food items in the market. We've seen so many changes happen, which is to the benefit of the Ghanaian people. And so, your party taking credit, should we also see that this is actually on the back of the things that the NPP did before they left power? Because actually that is what they are saying. The gold for oil, that policy that they brought, and most of these things, the gold reserve that they left your party, what we are benefiting under your administration. What do you have to say about that?
Right, so it is very clear that governance is continuity. It's a process, it's not an event. Many things don't happen just within one day.
Okay.
But it is always the fact that you have to look at how well you have managed what you have come to meet.
Okay.
So that it can benefit the people. If you were in government and people have been crying of high standard of living, and you couldn't make good use of your supposed, good policy that you put in place, for which all of a sudden you think a certain government is coming to enjoy it. Why didn't you make good use of those, policies that you claim to have put in place? Because when the NDC came, we cannot just say that they came to sit aloof.
Okay.
If you've come to meet a certain goal for oil program, and and you seek to make good use of it, and you know how to implement it well than the previous person who brought the idea, you certainly have to take credit for it. You can have the idea, just like the blacks and the whites. We have the ideas, but they implement it.
Okay.
They come and take the raw materials from here, and they go and implement it and bring it to us and make money out of it.
Okay.
When you look at even the cedi to dollar appreciation, issues, there are so many factors.
Okay.
You can see that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama mentioned one of the factors: effective leadership, cutting down expenditure. Because when you look at the previous government, the number of ministers, they have over 120 cabinet ministers, excessive borrowing, excessive spending. We see this year alone, we didn't celebrate the independence parade like we used to. It has cut down expenditure. We have 56 ministers. It has cut down expenditure. We have less deputy ministers in terms of the agric ministry. It has cut down expenditure. We have made sure that once you are doing this, you are able to manage your finances very well.
Okay.
When you look at the gold board also being introduced, where right now we are purchasing our gold in the right currency that we want, which is cedis.
Okay.
Where you see it has curtailed and smuggling among those who trade in gold. Now, when you look at, I think a certain data even came that for the first time, our first 5 months, we've been able to export gold than we've ever had.
Okay.
I would have gotten the number. So it shows that prudent management of what you have come to meet is what will lead you here. And when you look at, taxes that were also introduced, COVID-19 levy, which is yet to be, scrapped because of the IMFD they have. We are looking at, the scrapping of the e-levy, which has brought a certain kind of relief to people. So these things, if you have introduced them, have come to remove them, people are feeling, you can't tell us that is due to your management. You understand? So when we look at today, people feeling good, it's not just about what the previous government did, but what the government here, the current government, is doing and has done.
Okay.
So partly, I will not, disagree with you that they have not done anything.
Okay.
They have put things in place, but not being able to make good use of what you claim you have put in place or that I guess you have brought. Is equal to nothing.
Okay.
But if someone comes and he or she is able to, run on it, use it to the benefit of the people, because politics is about serving the people. So if you had the resources and you claim you had, gold reserves and whatnot, and we couldn't see the change that we wanted, someone has come in to be able to effect leadership, to be able to prudently manage the economy, that today people are feeling it. My brother, my sister, you can't take credit for it.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Last week, the head of department of Deloitte, you know Deloitte, right?
No.
The financial institution, audit firm and all that.
Yeah.
And their boss stated that he believes, or he would admonish the government to extend the IMF policy, because looking at the economy now, the structures of the IMF has really helped benefited the economy, because most of the things that he think we are enjoying now is at the back of the IMF policy that we are in now. So as it is about to end, he would admonish the government to extend the IMF. What do you make of that? Because we heard the president also mention about last 2 weeks that there is not going to be an extension of the IMF, and now he believes we should be able to manage our own affairs with an internal discipline, and not to be controlled or directed by an external force before we can actually do something on our own. What do you make of these two assertions?
I would go with the latter, that as Ghanaian people, as even Africans as a whole, we should be gearing towards self-reliance. It's unfortunate that we went back to the IMF even upon consistent reminder by the NDC in opposition then that you are moving the country into the wrong way. You are, sending us into a hospital. At least at that time, if they had listened to us way back in 2018 or whatnot, we wouldn't have gone into the IMF. But granted, here we are. And so for that matter, government has made commitment that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has made it clear that we will not renew the IMF program. I also heard Professor Lord Mensah, also a lecturer, also saying that we can, with discipline, because when you look at the previous government, the excessive spending that they did, spending on a cathedral, $58 million cathedral hall, which has nothing to to show, spending on luxurious private jet by a whole president of the nation, spending on these MPs, the use of the COVID-19 leave. Today we don't even know the accounts. They've not accounted to us to some of these spendings. So all of these things were hindering on the progress of the country. And so for that matter, if we come in and we are able to make good use of our policy, fiscal management like this government is doing, you'll be able to go through without the IMF deal. Now we are also looking at the industrialization. You know, the NDC promises 10 billion Ghana cedis, the big push into infrastructure. If you're able to build a hospital, able to build schools, people will get employment, they will pay taxes to the nation. We are looking at also revamping this factories that have been stalled. So all these, we need to encourage citizen participation in terms of making sure that we grow what we eat and eat what we grow. We know that it's not going to be easy. Ghana is a highly import country. But once you do that, once you are able to subsidize some of the things that we have here, such as fertilizer issues, as well as making sure that we ban the importation of some rices and whatnot, we're able to move as a nation, because all of these things are happening because we are solely dependent on foreign goods and whatnot. So going forward, I believe that the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, is also there to function. But let us, as a country, and as the NDC government has promised that this time around, we are going to make sure that we exit it and we exit it successfully, whilst making sure that we tighten our belt. You can see that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is very particular about it. Warning his appointees against opulence, excessive spending, and for the first time in our history, we have a code of conduct for the public servants and politicians who are in office. So all of these things are going to serve as a guide. Of course, the NDC is not going to be perfect. The NDC will not be perfect. But as we are seeing, with effective leadership, everything will go on its way. IMF is just, a supporting program. It doesn't mean that IMF, carries our whole economy. So it means that right now you can see that there's even investor confidence. His Excellency John Dramani even spoke about, the slashing of our debt due to the exchange rate appreciation. So, we are moving in the right direction. We need the support of Ghanaians. Let's all be positive about the second coming of John Dramani Mahama, and we'll all be good to go. Right?
We will all be good to go. Brahma, before your party came to power, one of the things that they campaigned heavily with was the fight against Galamsey. We saw how the menace became then and how it is now. At a point in time, one of your communicators stated clearly that this fight of Galamsey could be stopped and won in a week or two if any president is willing. Fast forward 2025, you're given the mantle, and we are still here debating, murmuring, lingering, and bothering about the menace still going on. Is it a fight that you just took advantage of to win the people's heart to come to power, or is something that your party is actually doing something to fight it? Because as at now, by the things you said in opposition and the things we are seeing now, there is no correlation to how best we can credit you for the fight.
I think His Excellency John Dramani Mahama stated clearly that the fight against Galamsey is a very complex one. And indeed, the NDC as a political party never made a statement of government declaring a state of emergency. Communicators suggested. You can always make a suggestion as a member of the team.
No, but as a communicator, you see, once you're a communicator, once you speak, we take it as this is the stance of the party.
So that's what I'm saying, that the NDC as an entity on its own never made any statement of saying that we can declare, or the Galamsey menace can end in 1 to 2 weeks. Now, going forward, what the stance of the NDC has been that we should be able to catch the big fishes. You can always go to the site, go and destroy. We can't take away the fact that currently the NDC government has made some efforts. We have had a reclaiming of some sites that has never been done. We've moved into those forest bodies to chase away these people. And one of those people that we have arrested is the NDC regional, the MPP regional chairman, Ashanti regional chairman, Mr. Entry Bosiako. Popular known as Chairman Wuntimi. He has been accused of engaging in illegal mining, aquanta mining. The law is taking its due course, but you can see the uproar. That shows how we ourselves as a people, we are making the work difficult for the government of the day. Because if we are able to, the person should just come to answer questions, but we see the kind of uproar, how people reacted and whatnot. It's sort of trying to paint the government a certain bad picture, which is not the case. Because I believe that if you're able to get these kingpins if he is found guilty, you will see that it goes a long way to protect so many, river bodies, to be able to, unravel some of the things that we never imagined about galamsey issues.
Okay.
Now, in stopping galamsey, the government is doing an effort to make sure that, we've brought river guards, people who sound alarm, give us warnings about people engaging in illegal mining on our water bodies.
Yeah.
Because let's state emphatically that mining is something that we cherish so much. But people who are giving the mining leases are supposed to mine within the areas that they are given. His Excellency John Drummond also went on to say that we are going to use AI, artificial intelligence, to be able to map out where these things are ongoing and what. We are just 5 months in office, so we understand the gravity of this matter. The life lost cannot be raised. The people that are suffering from these galamsey water bodies in our hospitals and whatnot. We cannot say that they should give us time. We are working on it and what. But I believe that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the NDC will be able to to bring a stop. If we not totally eradicate galamsey, but we will make efforts. In eradicate. We just need the support of Ghanaians. We need them to trust that we're able to do it. We've moved into the water bodies. We've seen a number of excavators. This time around, there's no. You can see that there's no political. Tolerance of this. Immediately we see a post by Erasto Hasari Donk, we see that the government moves in swiftly to go and deal with the situation. So I can say that the NDC government is more prudent and is acting in a very prudent manner than the previous government in fighting this galamsey.
Okay. You mentioned the fact that His Excellency made a statement that he's going after the big fishes,
right?
The ones who are involved in galamsey. 5 months in power. Yesterday, he actually mentioned the number of culprits they've arrested, about 288. Right. Now, amongst the 288, when he was in opposition, this is what he said, and I quote him: "The people who are actually behind the galamsey are walking free, and the hungry ones who are only doing it to survive are being kept in prison. When I come to power, I will arrest the big fishes and grant amnesty to the ones who were only doing it as a source of survival." 288 people arrested. How many big fishes are in there? So far, the only person we can tell, and because he was even arrested, was that his docket was already given by Erastus last year or two. So the AG only moved with that docket. But in power as yourself, you haven't really arrested any big fish, as you said. Are we saying that these 288 people are the ones buying these excavators and shipping them into the country and all?
Well, when you look at arresting these people, they're not just arresting them just to go and pack them somewhere. You have to do interrogations. You have to do investigations to ask them who brought them into that arena. Of course, we always believe that it's not even just the politicians. Let's not leave out just the politicians. Even the traditional rulers, those settlements and whatnot. People abroad and whatnot. Who the big fish is going to be determined by how well we are able to do our interrogations. The big fish can even be me here because you don't know my network. And from the investigation we'll do, that will get to know. Because one of the, the supposed, kingpins or who has been accused of engaging in galamsey is well known. That's why it has become like it must be someone who is well known. You understand the point I'm making? Because Chairman with me, has displayed his wealth, has displayed, he engaging in mining and whatnot. It has made it so that, it must be Abu Jinapo, it must be John Jinapo, it must be someone who is prominent, and that's not the case. So the big fish are those who are mostly the financiers of these galamsey activities. So with the arrest of these people, it is a great step in making sure, for me, I would say that, the NDC government should not spare anyone, whether you are doing it for survival, whether you are doing it for whatever reason, because as long as it goes a long way to destroy the water bodies, it is unacceptable. So with the arrest of this, it shows the commitment of the government and the NDC towards the fight. Because in previous, years, we can see that even right now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is trying to set up a court for them to speed up the investigations into these, galamsey activities. Because if you don't do that, these cases that have been there, backlog and whatnot, you will not be able to unravel the real people behind it. And that's why I keep saying that we need the support of all Ghanaians to come on board. If you also have, intel about who is also engaging in, you are also welcome. You can go to, any, CID or police office to go and report, because collectively we will be able to deal with the galamsey menace. Governments cannot do it alone. That's why governments will continue to make the arrest, continue to destroy water bodies. If you see people returning to the water bodies, returning to the mining site, you owe it as a responsibility as a citizen to also do your part. Whilst government does its part. Now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is very clear. Would make sure that those who are, just doing it for survival, you have to find the means of survival. That's why we are bringing in so many programs. We have the Ejumoro program, we have the National Apprenticeship program, we have the youth in mining to be able to train them into how to do mining the right way. We have the 1 million codes program. We also have, rolling out these, policies to make sure that every Ghanaian will be able to cater for, so that when you go to these mining communities, when you go to these cocoa areas and whatnot, they're able to realize that the government has them at heart. There are programs that they can also enroll on and make a living out of.
Right. Okay, that's fine. Now, with the mention of the Ashanti Regional Minister, Chairman Wuntumi, who was arrested.
Right.
We saw so many uproar, as you mentioned. And one of the most beliefs in this uproar is that this is just a political hand. Within his own party, he even believes that just because he declared himself to contest for the national chairman, that's why they are winching him. The NPP as a party also believes that the NDC is just on a witch hunt. Why are they not going after any other person involved in this mining and other stuff, but only Wuntumi is the one they are targeting? What is their interest in that? What do you make of this assertion?
So I think, this is very, preposterous. It's not anything to go by. The government is doing its bit. It's not even about the government. This is even about state institutions that are doing the investigations. Now, I would like to read to you what the deputy AG said about his arrest. He stated clearly some of the things that Chairman Wuntumi was involved in, which warranted his arrest. So he says that suspect Bernard Enchibo-Siako, aka Chairman Wuntumi, is under investigation for various criminal offences, including fraud, causing financial loss to the state, and money laundering. The criminal investigation is running concurrently with asset recovery process to prevent further dissipation of what the law enforcement agencies strongly suspect to be proceeds of crime. The suspect is also under a second strand of investigation, which is part of a larger international organized crime scheme. The Economic and Organized Crime Office is assiduously working with our international law enforcement partners on this second strand of criminal investigations. It's as simple as that. Who cares if you are going for a national, chairmanship on the of your party? It's to your benefit of your political party. But what we are talking about is serious allegations of causing financial loss to the state. You took contracts, went to take money from Ghana Exim Bank to go and do cocoa roads and what. We are not seeing the roads. We have gone to, engage in some fraud. We are learning about even the cars he bought are through fraudulent activities and whatnot. These are purely accusations. So are we saying that when someone is accused of a crime, we should let him just go scot-free because he's a supposed chairman of a political party? I don't think if it had come to you and I, ordinary Ghanaian, will be treated like the way we even treat these our political class people when they go wrong. It is very wrong that we even find people going on the street to go and ask for his release as if none of them has quoted any law that has been breached by the state institutions. None of them has stated any part of the, if let's say procedure, even arresting someone to interrogate the person on these things. This is not political witch hunt. Political witch hunt can even come in if the person, if the state institutions are breaching any law, are maybe have gone too far within the means of the law and what. Interestingly, even the lawyer for, Chairman Wutmi, lawyer Andy Apiokubi, made some things very known that Yoko treated him very well. Even he even said that he was granted bail on the Tuesday, but they were not able to
meet
the conditions. How is that the fault of the state institution? You claim to have money, you claim to have so many assets, use it to grant us, because the issue is that you see, I know maybe we'll come to the OSP issue, but that's what we are trying to prevent in terms of Ken Oferiate's issue. Today he's not in the country, claiming to be somewhere and what's not. What is the guarantee that if Chairman Wutmi is granted bail, he will not also fly out of the country? So that's why I feel people may feel that okay, the bail conditions are very harsh and whatnot, but these allegations of even international organized crime operations are not just little operations. I doubt if any ordinary Ghanaian will be given this kind of solidarity, sympathy and whatnot. Even when you go back to the time of Wayomi, when you even go back to recite Namwan and Co, their bail conditions were even higher than his own. Chairman Wutmi's 50 million Ghana cedis. When you look at even the recent one, Charles Edubuahan, Mr. Edubuahan, he was billed, more than 50 million Ghana cedis. It's not about the person even paying the money. It's about someone that can vouch for you that, oh, with my assets and whatnot, if the value at this time, if this person is no longer there, I can stand in, will be held accountable. But you see the problem. These MPP people are not looking, they were not looking at the release of Chairman Wutmi. It was just also for them to, as it were, make noise about it, to also stay relevant in opposition.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. From, you can see that they have to go and hold one, like, one they go and hold one thing, it doesn't hold, they'll go to another. All these things, all the work that they went to sit there. You can't know the law as parliamentarians, lawmakers. The lead people to go and stand in front of Iyoko as if that is what will grant the release of the person. So it's just to, make them sound relevant, to also be in the news every day that we talk about them. Because if, as an opposition, if, we get up and we don't hear anything from you, it's something else. So for me, they were not really looking at the interest of releasing Chairman Wutmi. Their interest was just, because here we had, Baumia went into, we are hearing Brian Achampo also did this, we are hearing this person also wanted to grant bail. We heard Gary Nimako also going to the court to go and seek for, variations in the bail conditions. So all of these things tell you that, they were just doing it to just want to remain popular as it were, or just to be, spoken about in the country. It's normal. We give them the credit of that. Opposition there, you have to, but you have to also make sure they make noise that, sync with the people that are, in accordance with the law. Because if they have stated anything that the government has breached the law, state institutions have breached a certain law, would have sided with them, yes. Sure. The government is even a listening government. So in case that even happens, you see that the government will react to it and go in the right. But all being good, we have today Chairman Wutmi finally released. According to the law, he met his bail conditions. And will be subject to investigations and what. I don't know the arrangements that have been, but it is clear that he will be called back, go and answer questions to the allegations and the accusations. If you are not guilty, you'll be allowed to go your way. If you are guilty, you face the law, because no one is above the law. This government is not ready to tolerate any form of whatever. We are not going to massage anyone's ego. If you have spent the money belonging to Ghanaian, you can go into a plea bargain. You refund the money to the state. The money belongs to Ghanaian people, and all of them, their own president, His Excellency, the former president of Ghana, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, clearly stated to all of them that no running away. Stay here. Even a former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, was investigated under the Airbus scandal by the OSP and was declared innocent. Who are you not to be investigated or to be questioned? You are all going to be investigated and you face the law. If you are guilty, you face the law. If you are not guilty, you are set free. This is not about political return. It's about the right thing being done. It's about oral operation, recover all loot. And that is what the government is doing.
Okay, thank you there, Brahma. We have, fortunately for us, Enoch in the studios with us. Enoch.
Yes, sir.
Enoch, I'll begin to fight with you. I'll begin to fight with you.
Pardon me, we are in opposition, so pardon me.
What has opposition got to do?
It's not easy to be in opposition.
Well, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, as you gladly walked into, Brahma was talking about the fact that your Ashanti Regional Chairman has finally been released at the back of all the drama that went on. What do you say about that? Finally, you've gotten...
Okay, so first of all, good morning to your viewers, listeners. When you say good morning, and good morning to Dr. Brian Champo. Yes, the man of the moment.
Sure.
Good morning to Dr. Brian Champo.
He made it happen.
Yes, and good morning to Honorable Nathan Jesimafo, who is also the personal assistant to Dr. Brian Champo. Okay. I really like that man very well. So what my brother is saying, you see, President Akufo-Addo himself has made it clear that none of his appointees should run away from the country. They should stay for accountability. That should even inform us of the call the president has made, how he has seen how everything should happen with regards to his appointees. So if the former president himself is telling his appointees to stay, he should tell you that nobody in the MPP is against going after people who have spent government money. But the problem is how we go after such people. We shouldn't make it look like a political witch hunt. Yes, Chairman Woon to me probably may have done certain things of which Iyoko and other investigative body are doing their investigation, but the manner we went about with this issue has not been the best. Yesterday I was just watching the video of Chairman when he was granted bail and he walked out. I said, oh Yare, it's like he's not well. See, you may see it as a Kumawood movie or anything, but I believe if you've not been there, you won't know how they feel is. Because keeping somebody from last week through till Monday, if not for anything, he won't see. Freedom is very expensive. We see freedom as something free, but if your freedom is curtailed, if your freedom is locked, my brother, it is something else. It is something else. So I believe if Chairman Woon to me has done something wrong and you've done your investigation, why won't you process him to court for further investigation or other things to be carried out? But you want to keep the person in your custody. And Iyoko boss, Mr. Remonacha, wants a bail condition of 50 million Ghana cedis before we can grant Chairman Woon to me bail. My brother, see, in this country, whatever you do, we should think about political retaliation. It is very serious. We are running a democratic country. So immediately we start to introduce political retaliation in whatever we do, our democracy will be in dark.
But in this instance, are you saying that Acha is on a political retaliation, or you are saying that because of what he is doing? Probably
yes.
When you take
power, see, first of all, I wanted to consider that all what Mr. Raymond Acha was doing was on the right path. Yesterday, I just watched the OSP's interview and I heard that Mr. Raymond Acha has also asked again that the former Iyoko whom cleared, how do you call it, Madam Cecilia Adapa, he wants to reopen the case again. The office you are in investigated Madam Cecilia Adapa and cleared her of all charges. Now you are in, after Chairman Woon to miss case, you've written again to the USP that you want the locket, you want to open that case again. What kind of country do we want to run? See, I am never against going after somebody who has spent government money. It is very important. See, when we do that, it will help us to save. Because see, people come into power to loot and take government money away. We have to take that money. We have to go after them. For me personally, I believe in oral that we should go after such people. But the way and manner we will go after such people will cause political retaliation. Because if you are not careful, what you do to somebody today if you should know that power is transient, you definitely leave power. If another government should come into power and go after your own people, probably your people who they will go after have not done anything, but will find a nice case and also keep them at Ioko and give you 100 million bill. What are you going to do about that? Because you know that in our court, in our constitution, once court has not given you anything that for you, that human being, you are qualified to do anything until the court will pronounce
you
guilty. So once you are keeping that, and you know one problem I have with them, they always want public courts. Then we'll see the attorney general come and grant media interview, then will be for in front of Ghanaians, where we know that it is the court alone that has the mandate to pronounce someone guilty. We should take our time with how we do our things. For me, as I've said, I believe in oral. I believe that we should go after people who have spent government money, but the way and manner of which we will go about it. And look at how we took only one person, Dr. Brian Champon. I don't know the stress or manner of which the MPP has gone through in the past weeks, just in looking for a surety for Chairman to me.
But Enoch, is that not even worrying to your party? Because we know the caliber of people in the party. How come none of them was able to stand as a surety for him? Because clearly speaking, if we look at how the entire incident rolled out, he was granted bail on the appropriate time. The only thing that curtailed his bail release was getting him sureties. So looking at an elect party as an NPP, looking at even Wuntumi's family and his friends, none of them was able to stand as a surety for him.
I remember when I was reading comment and I would see, isn't he the man who said he wanted to buy Chelsea? Isn't he the man? The person himself cannot even bail himself. His account again has been freezed. So we need somebody outside to be able to grant him bail with a 50 million surety. And my brother, see, 50 million is not easy to come by.
But Edu Boyne was given about 120 million, and he was able
Edu Boyne is a different human being. And see, Edu Boyne was heading, how do you call it?
NSB.
Yes. And Edu Boyne, we can't even say he's a political person. You understand? So yes, he has his own. But here comes a party of which you have gone into opposition. We need somebody who has, you see, Dr. Brian Champo, I was even told that the 50 million, the properties he presented is worth over 50 million. So it took a man with a bold step to be able to do. It's not about only the money. You are coming to showcase your properties to an investigative body. So it takes a man with a bold step to be able to do that. It is not just about the money. Because we know Ioko is an investigative body. What if somebody senses and they start digging under? So it should tell you that it takes somebody with a bold decision and a bold step, or somebody who loves chairman himself to be able to do that. That is why I think Dr. Brian Champon, against all, decided to
take that risk.
Let me go and help this man. He has been of help to the party. So I want to say a very big thank you to Dr. Brian Champon for his support to the MPP. Yes, and Chairman to me too. I heard he's not that well. You are wishing him a speedy recovery. And to the investigative body, Ioko, CID, and the rest. I think when you found cases against somebody right after your investigation and you've called the person for questioning, process the person to court. Let's not keep them in custody for over 3 days, 4 days. It calls for other things. So I believe the right thing should be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Enoch. Getting right into the discussions. I know, Brahma, you want to say something, but you would have to dip it into your time, because today almost an hour has already been spent, so we need to be brief on our main topic. So if you can chip in with some of your rebuttals before you get into your main answers for getting into that. Brahma, last week something very interesting happened. There was an appointment given to a lady, and after some checks we realized that she didn't actually have the credible qualifications to hold that appointment. And this raised eyebrows pertaining the appointments being made by your party and the president of the country. Because if someone could actually allegedly forge her credentials to be given an appointment, what does it really mean for all other appointments being made?
Right. So, I mean, just before I come there, I would like to, go to my brother's admission. Just,
sure.
Let me up. He spoke about, his Chamawuntu's detention. It wasn't any intentional detention. Chamawuntu was granted bail. He was supposed to meet his conditions. And a supposed, lawyer went to court to go and vary his, bail conditions. That even stalled Chamawuntu's removal to yesterday. Okay. If not, he would have he would have been released over the weekend or before the weekend. So the issue even emanates from your own party. That resulted in his days of detention being extended. Okay. Because at the end of the day, there was a pending court case, which we had to respect, where finally you went to withdraw the case from from court, and that resulted in his release. Okay. So it's not as if the Yoko intentionally kept him for that long. So let's get that right. Okay. Also, moving forward, you are talking about someone stepping in to give a surety and calling it a bold step. My brother, if you have acquired your properties legally and you have no shady deal, what is bold about going to present your things to Yoko? You understand the point I'm making? You are calling it bold step because do we suspect that they may have going to do other dealings and under dealings when they were in government, which makes his properties that he has acquired illegal or something? So the fact that, they say I should present this bottle of water to ensure your release. I can present it. I know that this water is clean. Now we say a bold step. Bold step listen. Because if you indeed acquired your properties lawfully, there's no need in running away from going to present yourself or sureties to bail your friend or your party chairman. Okay. So let's not entertain that. When you also spoke about we are looking for public opinion, public courts and whatnot. No. The investigative body must do their job. And when you are doing your job, you must make sure that you are doing it meticulously. You are doing it very carefully. Yeah, because you just don't want to follow the crowd. Go and also be making noise in the public. When Edu Buhari's case came, AG was misled. The case was not go anywhere. Then we came back. AG came with further updates. All of them, they are all quiet about Edu Buhari's case. They know where the AG is heading. He has done his proper job. Okay. So that's how these cases are. So when going forward, the investigative body come and answer. You have come. Iyoko has taken you. You need to go to NIB. It's simple as that. I doubt if it was any ordinary Ghanaian, you'll be given these kind of privileges that we gave to Chamawuntmi, that he has to claim that when he even went on his first visit, he's not feeling well. He was transferred to a medical hospital where, of convenience, he came. He went to seek for, I don't know, anytime they are arrested, they are not feeling well. Anytime they should come and ask for answer to accountability, they are not feeling well. That will not be tolerated. If Chamawuntmi is not feeling well because he claimed that his freedom was curtailed and whatnot, I doubt he would have said it. Even his own lawyer and the appeal could be made it clear that Chairman was arrested by Iyoko under a warrant, under the authority of a warrant. Okay. So it wasn't any illegal, arrest. It was lawfully, arrest that was made. Now, quickly moving into, the issue of Dr. Sally Ann. In quotes, the government in less than 24 hours, when this was brought to our attention, she was, her appointment was revoked. Okay. You see, we were in this country when a whole president was misled into signing a marriage deal. He signed it until he got to Parliament House. A whole executive arm of government couldn't identify this huge mistake. It got to Parliament under the scrutiny of the NDC MPs. We got to know that the Ameri deal was being a shady deal that was going to cause more harm to these states. His Excellency, the former President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, being the gentleman he is, came to apologize and sack the Minister of Energy. We were in this country, His Excellency, the President, former President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, went to sit on a radio interview and said he never promised the people of Cape Coast an airport. It was later realized that no, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia made those promises on their campaign. He apologized. It was a mishap. These things are normal. It's not everything that the government. Let's commend the government for the swift action. Today, Ken Oforiatta his own MPP MPs asked for his removal. Should we say that the president then didn't do his due diligence in knowing that his the former minister was incompetent to handle that position as a finance minister? He believed as the president then that Ken Operator was competent. But going forward, his own people said he is not competent. He is sending us into the wrong way. So please remove him. Did he do that?
But you see,
so at the end of the day, I'm not doing politics of equalization.
Okay.
But those who seek to come and criticize some of these things is what is worrying. It is not the MPP that will come and lecture us on what we should do. It's not the MPP. They lack that moral right.
But it's not only the NPP criticizing.
That is what I'm saying. That for them, they should just sit there somewhere. They had 8 years to do the right things that they are calling for. They had 8 good years, just 5 months in opposition. You people couldn't use the resources of this country to even establish, let's say, properties for yourself, so that the good people of Ghana can even vouch for your innocence on December 7th, 2024. You people start there. That someone, I mean, Dr. Ann's situation is a very dicey one, because when she came forth she had the platform GH1 TV, she was doing all those things. Let's not forget that someone can go into the medical school. The fact that you may not be certified, they just write their license exams to be certified, but they know how to do some of the things and procedures and whatnot. It is rather unfortunate. We are not going to sit here I say that it is not wrong. It is totally unacceptable on the part of government, on the part of those who are supposed to do the right thing. Exactly. But let's commend the government for the swift action. Had it been some other people in government, had it been some other people that we know, they would have kept the person and defended the person's credit. But today, the person has been removed. That is very commendable, and that the government has acted swiftly. So going forward, I know that the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama that will not be seeing these kind of things. It is rather unfortunate. This lady is a very nice lady. She has done her her part as a citizen. We cannot condemn that. Oh, probably during her work she has not saved lives and whatnot. Probably the certification may be a problem. But looking at the fact that these issues, yesterday they went and they do another propaganda of Malik Balsantali's degree issues and whatnot. These people simply do not know what to hold on to stay relevant in opposition. Hold on to something that is relevant. Even going forward, Dr. Ann's NI board appointment. Worst case scenario, someone should tell us. If she was on the board, worst case scenario, National Health Insurance Authority, that being part of the board, she'll have influence, she'll have talks, but who takes the decision at the NHIS? They have their CEO, they have those who lead the NHIS, we have a minister under health. So, if for nothing at all, worst case scenario, it couldn't have been more bad to the citizen, to affect the lives of the citizen. Let's talk about things that affect the lives of the citizen. The high standard of living that you left us and we came to meet, that today everybody is feeling good of it. Today transport fares have been reduced. Today petrol fares have been reduced. Today exchange rate has been good to people. And people are, today I'm learning the beverages companies. Today, from the 1st of June, they're also going to, I think, Belcola, that used to be 4 cities, 50%. That today, at least, it should come to 3 cities, 50% of 4 cities. These are the things that we should be focused on, not on these, frivolous issues that they'll come and step on and want to stay relevant on.
Okay, but Brahma, you see, one thing we are failing to understand is this. We are only trying to circle this around this Dr. Is it Sandy?
Yes.
Dr. Ann's situation. But this is the case that, see, the appointment, where does it come from? It comes from the office of the Chief of Staff, right?
Right.
So, if a mere, excuse my language, a mere situation like this of a doctor being able to swerve her way through the Chief of Staff's diligence to be able to be given an appointment, how much more a critically thought of criminal act which can actually hurt the country to the bone? I don't know if you are getting
me. And I'm
it.
saying that in this country, an Ameri deal was signed under a president who clearly stated that he was misled. I am not debating the fact that if you are able to prove as a citizen that going forward, these things these, as we call, as little as it is, will be able to have give us a certain opinion, let's say, mindset that what about huge yes. Let's point out those huge things. Let's go forward. Let's all be critical as as citizens.
Okay.
His Excellency the former president urged all of us to be citizens and not spectators. But when we decided to be citizens, he decided to curtail our freedom of speech. People were witch hunted. People were gone to soup from their homes because they spoke about their opinions on certain things and whatnot. The likes of Bonga Ideas, the likes of so many journalists who have been silenced during their era when they decided to be citizens. But the beautiful thing of it today is that today many people are able to voice out their opinions. Many people are able to express their displeasure. The Global CEO, Sami Jemfi's issue that came, where he gifted Agrades, some dollars and whatnot. We condemn it with no uncertain terms. He was cautioned by the chief of staff. So these things are the ones that we are telling you that it shows government's commitment to accountability, to good code of conduct. And let's not overlook all those things and just rely on these things to sort of ask it to paint a certain picture as if there are other things that could also go under the carpet and whatnot. The government has been very, very plain to the people, honesty, transparency, and that's why today you see that drivers are willing to reduce their fuel price because they believe in the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. They believe in the transparency government that we are running. They are not under some kind of some belief that there is some shady deals and what. If they have, they will always come out, and that is what a citizen has also done to be able to draw the government's attention to a certain mishap. Perhaps these things, could have been avoided, but it has come to light. And so we eat a humble pie. And Ghanaians, without no stroke of that, still have belief in His Excellency John Dramani Mahama that this is not the only thing that's going to, let a loss of confidence and whatnot. Oral is working. People are happy. The lives of people, the standard of living is coming down. People are feeling it. Everyone is feeling it. And that is what we should focus on, building the country we want. These things are just passerbys, which have been corrected. If they are not been corrected, fine. But in less than 24 hours, the government has reversed her appointment. And that's what we should be applauding.
All right. Thank you there, Brahma. Enoch.
My brother.
Yes, sir.
You see, when when something happens and we try to find things to cover it, to make it look equal, that a previous government did this and we've done this and we've done that. What kind of democracy are we running here? Do you know what he said that even amazed me?
No.
Worst case scenario. What will she even do on the board? My brother, NHIS board, National Health Insurance Board. Does my brother here know the duties of a board? When we see the board is what does everything for the whole institution.
Sure.
Go to your universities, find out what the board does. Go to personally former National Service Executive. I know we have a board. They formulate everything for us. So to tell me that worst case scenario, what will she even do on the board? He shouldn't even say that. To have, and this is a critical institution in our country. NHIS, where I think we've even added dialysis also to it. We should leave somebody with a fake medical doctorate certificate to be on that board. I've been asking myself, what kind of checks and balance did we do to put such a person there? Somebody who doesn't have the credentials. How did such a person find a way to enter into such top-notch position? How do we even expect hard-working people who have that credentials and have been left for somebody who doesn't have the credentials to be placed there? We are now choosing political loyalty over competence, and it is very serious and dangerous to our democracy, where we allow people because of political loyalty. I don't know if it is true because I read somewhere that Anand Sansadali, fake doctor in quotes, saying congratulating President Mahama that he has won the power and for that she has been a personal physician to the. I don't know if it is true, but if it is true, this is dangerous to our democracy. To have such a person there, And to cover it, that the president has acted swiftly in less than 24 hours to reverse the appointment. That is a shady excuse to even put it there.
Okay.
That what if, let me say, Okatechi and the rest had not digged to bring that out?
Sure.
She would have found a way in and would have been a board member till the time we find out.
Yeah.
So we should clap for the president because he has revoked the appointment. When somebody had to dig and dig and dig to find out and bring that information out, they should bow their head in shame. This is a disgrace to our democracy.
Sure.
I am wondering the number of people inside there who we have given them appointment and they also have fake certification. And that issue is coming up. Dr. Computer Rashid Tanko, I learnt that says he has a PhD from a university, Kingston, which doesn't even exist. What kind of people are we putting into public offices to hold public positions? And these people are going to govern us for the next 4 years. Please, President Mahama, Ghanaians have put in trust in you. See, Ghanaians, when they change their mind and they give you power, it's because of what they've seen. They have put in trust in you. Do not let them down. Quickly go in and find such people and pull them out before it becomes too late. My brother here is talking about Malik Basintali's degree. The university only came out to clear the misconception that the letter we are seeing is not from the university, but the university themselves having told us that if it is true.
But
yes,
let's be fair. Do you really believe,
my brother,
Malik is not?
Go to University of Ghana Twitter page and check. They congratulated every appointee of President John Dramani Mahama. Even Abeku Santana, Deputy Tourism, was part of that. So it should tell you that they have the list of all people who graduated from their school. And they've congratulated everybody. Malik Basintali's name is not in there. And I'll be pained if truly he doesn't have a certification. I hope it's not true. I hope it's not true. But President John Dramani Mahama, due diligence should be done. They should go through proper vetting. Check them all, their credentials. Maybe the president doesn't know anything about that. But you know, the air they came to clear that Anne Sansadali doesn't have any relationship with President John Dramani Mahama. They don't know her. She was brought in. That is the defense the Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye came. But last year also, there was a flyer where President John Dramani Mahama and the said doctor, they were all going for the same program or to speak.
Wow.
I'm telling you, go and check. There's a flyer there where President Mahama and Sansadali was also on the flyer. So what are you telling me, my brother? Agree that we did a mistake and we are bound our head in shame. Ghanaians, forgive us. But if you try to play the defensive mechanism game, that President Akufo-Addo married Dale and he came back, my brother, this is a fake certification and she's going to be on one of the most prestigious institutions, National Health Insurance. Please, let's take our political lens aside and let's speak as nationalistic people that this is not right and it shouldn't happen. And Chief of Staff should take critical look because there may be more. There may be more inside. There may be more inside. Let's find them and let's make our country great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Enoch. With regards to what happened with Chairman Wontumi and so many things that has come up in Team Fojo, like there have been happenings where state institutions, security institutions are, going after people for some actions or things that they've been involved in, what we call accountability and all. And last week we had the former communications minister, and the person of Opon Nkrumah, Honorable, say that this party, this new administration, is using legal means to achieve political ends. This is in a way where he was trying to assert that they are using state institutions who are legal, but to actually exert some personal vindictive agenda against their political opponents. Brahma, is this true as to what he's alleging against your party.
Right. So before let me quickly do some about that. I mean, my brother here is saying that today we are choosing political loyalty over competence. His own former finance minister, was being asked to be removed by his own MPs, by his own president. Then didn't do that. Wasn't he choosing political loyalty over competence? Was if you don't hear the cry of the ordinary Ghanaian, if you are even, blind and you are adhering to, let's say, the NDC's call of his incompetence, your own people, your own MPs, your own MPP people said he is incompetent. Wasn't he choosing political loyalty over competence? So, I mean, that's why I always say that you people you lack the moral right to come and speak about this. Let's state it emphatically. He has refused to even state the worst case scenario that woman can cause. He has not stated it. He just said, oh, the board, do you know what the board can do? The board, is it one person board? Is it made up by one person? If you are here and you are part of the board, don't you bring our ideas and discussions? Okay. Is the woman, the certification, today, they are projecting Ken Japan. Today, do you know the conversation we are hearing? It's not all about diplomacy. Oh, the person is in your school, and your certificate, or be able to ejuma now. I was said to Abaman, can your friend, can Japan there, on industrialization, on the school in the. That's what they are talking about. Why? Because not everyone without any certification will have a bad mind or anything. They may have good mentality. If the position requires there, you must have some level of certification, degree. You must have some level of, let me say, doctorate degree and whatnot. And you don't have it. That's where we will come in. But let's not do as the person will go in with an ill-intended, mind. We are not, tolerating such activities. But if it so happens, Obiawa or the your friend is saying, the country, everyone would like to see the growth of the country. So here is a worst case scenario. When I was say board, and one person, that they are still under a ministry. Do you understand? Before money to even go to them or for them to execute certain things, finance ministry will do clearance. So let's not be oblivious of this and do as if the process just go on smooth. Let's go to the University of Ghana's release of the fake news that they circulated, Basentale's degree and whatnot. The university does not owe any responsibility to come and respond to rumors. If you have a genuine concern, say the person didn't go attend the university, you have the right to go and go to the university, ask and request. As you are sitting here, you can go to the university when I'm done with school to go and request for my transcript. You have every right to. You go as a family member or something. You put in. If I have given you the right to go and check my transcript, I have given you the approval. It is certified. You can go and check my transcript. You can go and check it. So why wouldn't they do that? The university doesn't owe you any responsibility to come and respond to your rumors. The university is responding to what has been circulated as a letter emanating from their office. It's not shameful that whenever these kind of fake news are always coming, it's coming from the fraternity. This is what you want to use your way to come back to power. That you want to dwell on fake news, keep on putting people's credentials at let's say to put people's credentials at, let me say, at doubt to achieve what exactly. My personal, I don't have any problem. As long as it goes to the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian. Certification when we came to power, you have left the unprecedented debt. You have left so many things that this country was left to the ground. And we are coming down to reset the government and people are happy. You are talking about credentials and whatnot. Now let's move on to Kojo Opon Nkrumah's issue. One of the hypocrites I've ever seen. I didn't know that today he's now on the media talking. As if when he was information minister, people can count the number of times he has decided to face the media. Today people knew that he's not a media man talking. I'm glad he's saying that we are using legal process to make sure that the law works. In any serious country, when he and Chamawu displayed the gold bars here on live television, he should be picked up. We don't do things like that. What are we telling the young kids? What are you telling the grown-ups? So when you come and flaunt it. Do you know the effect of those things? How it will influence people to even want to people to drop out of school. Now Chamawu to be school now 1 year gold. Do you understand the point I'm making? On school, then it can even influence some of the youth to go into, these kind of armed robberies because someone has displayed good. Yeah, we have accusations of he engaging in minor activities illegally. None of you, the state institutions then, could investigate him and set him free. Said there, by a crime, we are even looking into the case. Yeah. You have a good case to make that. No. At the end, our state institution then said, this man is free, but you didn't do that. Okay. Today, the law is working. People are seeing that no one is above the law. Your own Madam Araba stated, the law is the law, and the law is the law is the law. Senipano, what the fool you would face the law. Okay. This is very, very clear. You see, in all of these conversations, one thing that is always clear is that they are not able to pinpoint one article of the Constitution that has been breached. Okay. When you look at the issue of the Chief Justice issue, whenever she goes to apply for whatever to look into a case, it is dismissed by her own colleagues because when they look at the reasoning and everything that she brings, it doesn't tally. Okay. At the end, if you are wrong, should we say that we should let you go free? Now, I would like to bring back to the minds of Ghanaians and say, let's not entertain these MPP, losers. They are better at opposition than in government. They have shown us that for 8 years, if you even give them 12 years, they can't do anything. These people came when the dollar to cedi was 4 Ghana cedis. Today, before they left office, it was hovering around 15 to 16 Ghana cedis. Today, the dollar is at 10 Ghana cedis, and people are even hoping that it will go down. So it tells you that these people that make noise all about, they are just noise makers. When given the opportunity, they can't do anything. You are just 5 months out of it. You are talking about political retaliation when you come into government. Depending on government, you think that Ghanaians are oblivious of that. You think you have forgotten about those things you have done.
Are you saying the NPP is not coming to
what I am saying is that with what is currently going on in this country, the reset agenda, where we are resetting every corner of this country, from the from finance to agri to energy sector and whatnot, people have begun to appreciate that NDC bar or BLDD. It's not one-sided. The Osafo Mahfouz, all. We had a senior minister. Someone should come and tell us the role he played. All these people came to spend our money with nothing to show. If you have something to show, you would have been vindicated in the 7th December elections. People voted for change because you are very abysmal. You perform abysmal. Oh, see the naya hata. Oh, bye. See the naya then. Just say cry. Oh, we have arrested $1. And then today, you see Baumia here does not have the temerity to even speak on economic issues today. He solely dependent on the exchange rate. Then he was telling us that if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Do you know the danger this caused to our country? Everybody forgot of the economic indicators, the inflation, the fiscal discipline, and monetary policies, and what everybody left out, and we were looking at the cedi to dollar ratio. Said Dr. Baumia say the fundamentals are weak, cedi never expose you. Today, people are dwelling on only the exchange rate. They are not happy about it. Why? Because they feel that any exchange rate in the economy looking good. And that's what we have to be looking at. We have the agri sector, we have the infrastructure sector, we have the industrialization sector, we have the educational sector. All of these things contribute their quota to making the country great. Yes, we agree the dollar to cedi ratio is very important because people import goods. But however, we have made it such a way that, the importation of goods into Ghana should be able to determine the price of goods and services. Into cedi in a year, a trust economy in a year, but it's not the case. Even the mindset of we, the citizens, also contribute to a healthy economy because time now, when it was rising, what did the former president Nana Donoko Akufo-Addo tell us? Was it Sikam pay the day? That tells you that then, that when we were speaking ill about the city, it also contributed to the downrange because speculations also contribute to affect how people perceive the dollar to city will go and how to affect the economy. So going forward, I'm happy. Kojo Nkrumah is very clear. He said we are using legal processes. He didn't say we are using illegal processes. As long as it is within the confines of the law, as long as it is going to benefit the ordinary Ghanaian, say, whether friend which hand to, friend will be a case, go to court. Is that what they used to tell us? Case, go to court. If they are using to stifle your arm, which is against the law, go to. But if it is, you know why we always say the law, they should dwell on the law. Because when you look at the 1992 Constitution and the premise of the 1992 Constitution, they made it so clear that there is freedom and justice. The law is equal. That's what the reason we dwell so much on it is that we believe the law applies to everyone equally. It's our case, you do what? You go to court. So Kojo Nkrumah, we appreciate his concern. He's entitled to his opinion.
Okay.
But the will of the people will prevail in accordance with the law. What discard, you go and refund it. Okay. If you are supposed to go to jail, you go to jail. But it's just 5 months. Why are they doing as if we are? It's a long road to go. So at least 5 months and you are feeling it this way. You can't even bail your own chairman. Such pathetic.
Okay, that is Brahma in the with the summation on Opon Nkrumah's assertion. Now let's go to Enoch for what he has to say about this whole.
Okay, so I think the question was government using legal process to achieve political ends. Yeah. That's what Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah said. And I was hearing the CD and I was saying, you see, when we do this style of politics, it will help. This Jandam style, we ask you a simple question. Your government is using legal process to achieve political ends. And look at where my brother has gone to. From CD to Ekufuado here, when you speak plenty, the dollar will rise and NDC. You see, when you ask a question, go straight to the question and answer as such. This is simple communication. Just stop beating around the bush. With the issue raised, I think the reason why Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah said that is because for some time now, when the NDC came to power, there has been a lot of raids and attack on opposition party, starting from Reverend Intim Fojo, who wanted to be a whistleblower, help this government when he think he has seen something and was drawing the attention. And then coming to Adenta Kumi, who wanted to be outspoken, speak on an issue, and then now to Wuntumi. The question is, who is even next? You raid someone's home who is not a thief, who is not dangerous, with AK-47 and the others. And sometimes I look at these guys who go for the raid. I look at them, their faces, and the guns they are holding. And I ask myself, is this person that dangerous that we have to go in this town to arrest the person? Chairman want to me visit police, CID, visit Iyoko, and he's going back. And then you use a Rambo style to meet him on the way and then grab him back. My brother, what we are saying is, yes, you may be using your legal process, but at the end, there is a political revenge of which you are doing. If you are not careful, I've already said this, it will lead to a political retaliation where a party will come into power and also want to tread the same path of which you used to intimidate their people. When there is an issue or you feel somebody has done something which will affect your current government, at least these are people with high repute. Some members of parliament, some party chairmen, some outspoken people who are not dangerous. The style, the Rambo style of which we use to attack or get such people are not the best. The Rambo style of which we use to attack such people are not the best, because this will not help our democracy. I believe when somebody has done something which you believe is not the best, Reverend Tim Fodio, aside he being an MP, is even a reverend minister. And you attack his home where there are children with AK-47 and the rest. Yes, maybe he has done something. The right way to go about it is visiting him, taking him to wherever you want to send, but going with guns and the rest. This Rambo style of politics won't help us. It will lead to political revenge, where in the future, political retaliation, where in the future a party will come into government and will want to retaliate the same way. And how would this help our democracy? So Honorable Opon Nkrumah is saying, yes, you may be using your legal means, but at the end you want to achieve a political end. Mr. Raymond Archer, I believe, yes, when we were in government, his building at Trade Fair was broken down and the rest demolished.
You demolished it.
Yes. So he may have such thing at his back and want to use that against the opposition.
Do you believe that's what he's actually?
He's a human being just like me. Once somebody has done something against me, I will want to do something in return. But we should get to know that whatever we do in the office we are nationalists. And we want to achieve the better goal of the country. So all the investigative agencies, NIB, Iyoko, OSP, and the rest, we should know how we go about such issues. Because what we do today will be a benchmark down for a future occurrence.
Okay.
And if you are not careful, our democracy will enter into a pit, because we believe that yes, we are using the right way to get these people. So when I keep Chemaun to me for days and I bring a bill of 50 million, I know it will take long before the people will get it. And you see that kind of mindset you are having, and you keep the person in your custody till a bill condition is met. It may be legal, it may be fine, but what are we putting down? What precedents are we putting down today?
Okay.
What precedent are we putting down? So Honorable Upon Kuma said it the right way. Said it the right way. You are using your legal means, but you want to achieve your political ends. Today you may be having it, but power is transient.
Okay.
I have said it. I believe in oral.
Okay.
We should go after anybody who has looted the government money, anybody who has spent government money anyhow. We should go after them, but the right process.
Okay.
The right process.
Sure.
Public court is not the best.
Okay.
When you see, at the end, when you send somebody to the public court, and then everybody sees him as the bad person, and you send him to court, and then the person is left to go scot-free. How do you go back after damaging someone's reputation? How do you go back and clear that?
Okay.
So we should be very careful about how we go about these issues.
Okay. Thank you very much, Enoch. And since we are even on this issues of accountability and how we are reading people's houses and all, let's look at Ken Ofori-Atta's issue. I know we should have done a topic, but let's do this first, and then afterwards we end it with the topic of which we should have done right away. The former finance minister has been a subject for investigation due to numerous allegations made against him. He is not in the country at the moment, and since February we've been trying to get a hold of him for investigations. He has been in contact with the OASP's office as to date schedulings and all. Finally, they agreed on 2nd June, which was supposed to happen yesterday. And now, before 2nd June, which was 28th of May, yesterday, the OSP made us understand that he received a communication from the Honorable's lawyers that he is not fit and that he has cancer. And so that makes him unfit to travel into the country to answer the questions that is being demanded of him. The OSP says in return, he requested for a medical report to clarify what they are saying so that they will know where to stand with it. But they failed to come up with any genuine medical report. So he was actually seeking for a virtual investigation, virtual session of investigation, all that. This OSP refused that and has now go on to declare him a wanted man again. He was once declared. He came to plead that he will arrive in May. They took him off the wanted list, and now they've declared him wanted. What is going on? Is it that the OSP is being inconsiderate with the fact that the man is not feeling well, and so he can't really appear in the country for his questioning, or Ofori-Atta is actually genuinely or intentionally evading accountability?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Everybody must make sure you stay alive to face the consequences of your actions.
Sure.
Now, I have in my hand here the OSP's charges. Why Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta is wanted.
Yeah.
Now we have under investigation by the OSP for 5 key issues: petroleum and minerals revenue assurance, electricity contract termination, national cathedral issue, that's procurement and payment processes, ambulance deal, GRA tax fund.
Yeah.
Now in the timelines, you see, in all of these things, my brother spoke about, people of high repute.
Yeah.
If the rich man is stealing from us, that's people of high repute. If the poor man goes to steal, 1 second, if he's not careful, he'll be lynched. People still go and whatever when they are arrested. When they arrest you, they don't even beat you before you reach the police station. But these people, in the name of diplomacy, nobody wears. And it's no good.
Okay.
Look at how they treated you.
Yeah.
As a former finance minister.
Yeah.
Giving you that respect of that pedigree. And you refuse to return such a favor. But it's a favor they are doing you.
Yeah.
Giving you the respect, say, unye just obia. So when we do that, why wouldn't you also return the favor? You do this and your own people will go out talking about political witch hunt. No, you've been given all the opportunity to exonerate yourself.
Okay.
If you believe that you've not done anything bad, we in our various we say kasa. Politics are kasa. The way you'll be able to talk your mind with. But look at it. That's January 2025.
Yeah.
OSP names him a suspect. Summons him for February 10th. 31st January. The lawyers claim he's abroad for medical reasons for that's 5 months away. You claim he didn't see the report because the OABC said that on 5th February he demands a return date and warns of legal consequences. You didn't give him any medical report. He gave you the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Now let's go on. On the 12th of February, on the 10th, unaddressed doctor's notes cited March surgery. No confirmed return date. Now on the 10th of February, you sent another doctor's notes, which was unaddressed, saying you had a surgery in March. He didn't give any return date. On 12th of February, he declared you a fugitive. Now on the 18th of February, you appealed to the ASP and gave a firm return date in May.
Okay.
Now your name was removed from the wanted list with the one of reassurance of non-compliance. Now you went on. You mom in March now you're supposed to have your surgery. In March, you then went to see OSP. You went to see OSP.
Yeah.
Over the wanted status that he put on you.
Yeah.
And demanded the removal of the history of publication on social media. Now, 28th of March, the Human Rights Court hears Mr. Oforete's case to block OSP from future declarations and adjourns your case to 18th June 2025. Now, the recent development on May 28th, with less than a week to the deadline, lawyers notified that he cannot meet it due to the surgery scheduled for 13th June. Now offered to send a scan to confirm the illness, but no certified medical records or formal excuse provided. Now, no firm return date and no confirmation or explanation regarding the March surgery. That you say you do in March. Now you say you have another surgery in June 13th. Offered a video conferencing and OSP has rejected it, and matter requires physical presence, not delay tactics. In all of these things, let us all put, for us, we didn't even appoint the OSP. You people said you needed a special prosecutor. Appointed our own Martin Amidu, thinking that he would come after us. And God being so good, he said, I will start with your house. I'll start the cleaning with your house to prosecute your own people. He started, according to he himself, the one that was stifling his work was the one that appointed him, the president of the Republic of Ghana then, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, was the one stifling his work. He came to even going to write a long write-up. He wasn't given the resources to work. So it was just a political, stunt. Let us do it to show our commitment. But there's no commitment. I will just link it to today, Free Senior High School. The funding to Free Senior High School today has never been this amount of money that has been allocated to Free Senior High School. Unprecedented. Why? Because the government is committed to seeing that the Free Senior High School strives. The government is committed to seeing that education strives. So we have made sufficient money for it to go on. So if you want a special prosecutor to do his work well, what would you do? You pump the resources that he needs. He complained, then you started giving an office complex, some few people to work with and whatnot. He started the work. Now he came to some top people that in your government he was going to prosecute and investigate. Then you say no, because categorically Matamini said that you were opposed to some of these things, and that he has seen you as the mother sapient of corruption in this country. A whole president was accused of his own special prosecutor as the mother sapient of corruption, unprecedented. Fast forward, he saw that you cannot give me, you will not give me resources, you will not give me way to do mine. Please, I'm resigning. Martin Amini is a man of integrity.
Okay.
Even his own political party, he's chastised us whenever necessary. So who are you, as a political opponent, appointing him, and you don't want him to work? He resigned on me. For me, I didn't agree with his resignation, but that was his decision, because he couldn't work with the government of the day. Fast forward, you appointed the old Kisi Ajabi. He came in, also doing his part. For me, I'm not happy with his work so far.
Okay.
But the point I'm now trying to make is that if there's going to be any conversation of the special prosecutor not being fair to Mr. Crane Oferiata, we'll rather be doing ourselves a disservice.
Okay.
We'll rather be, not fair to the OSP.
Okay.
After this gentleman approach, in which institution, even your class cry, if you want to class cry, and you say you are sick, and the lecturer says present a certified medical records that show that you're not feeling well. How dare you not just to tell them that, I went to the hospital?
Yeah.
Without any certified, in all of these, if we were to go by what the OSP said, if everything is true as he said, you've not given him any certified medical records or references or updates on your surgery and whatnot.
Okay.
Yet he just decided to comply a gentleman approach.
Okay.
And you see why these people are like this, especially coming from the MPP government and their appointees. They do not give respect to the ordinary Ghanaian. They don't even respect us in the first place. So because of that, whenever they are being called to account, they feel very special, superior. Say what they are not telling the OSP, say, I want a video call, or I want a video conference, I want a WhatsApp call. That was what was stated in his letter. That is very disrespectful to his office.
Yeah.
After the way he pampered you. You understand? Yeah. These things, if you had been any ordinary Ghanaian, I keep citing because I want people listening to us and watching us to know that you will not be treated any differently. You will not get any special treatment like that given to these,
officials.
Yes, officials. Or this kind of classism that we face.
Okay.
That, they are of high repute, they are political. So for me, the OSP has done the right thing.
Okay.
He's on the wanted list. Okay. He should come to account to the people. Never almost criminal offenses. Or procurement issues and whatnot. You oversee all these things.
Okay.
You have information. Provide it. If you are not feeling well, genuinely, make the records reflect same.
Okay.
So that if me as a poor guy or another Ghanaian, if I want to also speak on your behalf, I'll have something to stand on. Okay. But right now, I'm in my wildest imagination. I just want to see the defense from the other side, how to put on without having his medical records stated. Because all the conversation we are having, he said that the lawyer says this, his lawyer said that, that's what the OSP is saying. Okay. The lawyer said this, the lawyer said this.
Okay.
Back and forth, and then you make it look as if the NDC government is the one which it's your own Kisi Ajabi.
Okay.
Your own person.
Okay.
If we have appointed the person is now doing his work. If you say you don't cooperate, even in opposition, you don't cooperate again. Please, Operation Recover All Loot. Support us. Come and recover. Come and help the nation.
Okay.
Contribute your quota. If you want NDC government to go to go to opposition, no problem. Okay. Just come. Let the people know that you are clean. Let them know that we were making noise. We were saying finance minister is not. Let them know we were just making noise. Prove yourself.
Okay.
And you'll be free. But if you don't do that, when the state insurers come after you, you come and say we are achieving political gains.
Okay.
To what end? What political gains will we gain? If not to recover the loot, if there is, for the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian. Okay. It is not to our political gain. When we read campaign period, we will campaign based on what we have done, not based on arresting Uchamamu if we don't get anything from him.
Okay.
Do you understand? So we'll get the political gain, we'll earn something from it. If we're able to achieve recovering whatever we claim he stole or has, embezzled. If we claim he has, mismanaged the economy and whatever, if it reflects on what we are doing as a government and benefits the ordinary Ghanaian. Okay. So Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, wherever he is, he should do the honorable, job of coming to avail himself. Okay. The man now says that whatever has been labeled against you, I ask of your presence. Just come. Just like Chawawunti was also going to do his part. You also come and also do your part. Okay. Serve the nation even in opposition. Give us information. Let us be able to recover the loot for the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian.
Okay, thank you there, Brian. I think that's going to be our last topic for discussion because, as I said earlier, we've been our own enemies when it comes to our own time. So we will have to do the last topic some other time. But then, Enoch, what do you have to say with this? Do you think that the OSP has been unfair or he has been actually considerate to your party folk in this regard?
Okay, so thank you very much. Yeah. So this issue about OSP Ken Ofori-Atta didn't start now. We could recall from January we had such issues. Yesterday when I didn't listen to the OSP,
the press.
The press. So I just saw that he has declared Ken Ofori-Atta wanted and Interpol should take charge. I'm like, oh, wow, what again? Then later I saw something from Joy News that from the USP, Ken Ofori-Atta's lawyers informed me in a letter dated May 28 that a medical expert has diagnosed him with cancer with surgery scheduled for June 13th. This is the same OSP that a lawyer, which is Ken Ofori-Atta's lawyer, has told him that Ken Ofori-Atta, a 66-year-old man, has been diagnosed with cancer. He's battling cancer issues and he's in the state. Now I asked myself, so he's aware of this and he has declared him wanted. What is the issue? Then I heard again that he says he needs a medical report stating that. Fair enough. That is May 28th that he was told that. Today happens to be June 3rd. And from May 28th to June 3rd, I believe just as a Friday or Thursday. And he came to do his press yesterday.
It was Wednesday. It was last week Wednesday.
And he came to do his press Wednesday. The lawyer informed you that. And I believe if the lawyer isn't working on getting a medical report, then the lawyer has also failed in that aspect.
Sure.
But I believe from May 28th till the time of the press briefing, if he could have waited for at least a week to receive a medical this thing or not, or has he pressured for that? You see, we are talking about, this is not just any ailment, this is a cancer issue that we are talking about. I'm coming.
Okay.
This is a cancer issue we are talking about. The law is based on fairness, not sensationalism.
Sure.
We should be very careful about that.
Okay.
We shouldn't, you see, I've spoken about public courts, bringing the person out for us to judge the person, then later maybe we go and find out that it is not so. This is a 66-year-old man battling with cancer. One, it is undermining the credibility of the OSP. Why am I saying that? Because this is not anybody, but the lawyer of the said accused has informed you that this on May 28th, that this is what the man is going through. He has now been diagnosed of cancer. So my brother, it won't be possible that we bring him because he's scheduled for a surgery on June 13th. If we can get a video conferencing for him, because bringing him and going back won't help his health condition. A video conferencing for him, it will help in that regard. Then you reject it, that no, I don't want a video conference, I want him in person. Fair enough, you are doing your duty to get him on board so that you take on the process. I believe that, as I've said, it is about fairness, not sensationalism. What we seek to achieve is that whatever people have looted, we take it from them. But the manner in which we go about it, because you personally, if the lawyer hasn't told you anything from the time he told you, shadow that, when was he supposed to come for the interview?
It was yesterday.
Yesterday that he failed to come. If the lawyer hasn't reached out to you to tell you anything, it's another issue.
But
that he has decided to neglect you and then sit somewhere. But this is the same lawyer who has come to inform you that this is what the man is going through. My problem I have is with everything it should be backed with data and facts. That the lawyer should have done due diligence, reaching out to the OSP. He should have come out with a medical report stating that this and this is what the man is going through, not just verbal talk and that. So for that, I believe the lawyer may have failed there. But once again, Ken Oforiatta is not above the law. He's not above the law, but he's also not beneath basic human decency.
So you think the OSP is not being considered with him? Because if we should be fair, looking at where and how this whole thing started from January, the OSP has given him the grace period. Let's be honest. If it was to be any other ordinary person, as Brahma stated, which I would agree with him, I don't think the person would have enjoyed such a privilege. So if you've gone through all these things and you keep postponing it, and now he gave you a condition, if you can present to me a medical report that validates your claim, then we can find a way either for the virtual discussion or to even postpone the meeting. After your scheduled medical examination, then you come for it. But this is where you have failed to do that from Wednesday till Monday. So I think in this direction, we can't really fault the OSP, or what do you think?
Yes, as I was saying, we can't fault the OSP. But again, we've said he's not above the law. He's also not beneath basic human decency. He's a human being. What I'm saying, the point I'm just trying to raise is that if truly the man is battling with cancer, the way and manner of which he this is you are saying 28th at Wednesday. At least he could have even waited for a week. I'm coming. He could have, because if truly the man is battling with cancer, you know, cancer is a different issue altogether. And he's not a young person. He's 66 years old, and he has also been a finance minister of this country. I believe that is why I earlier on said that if truly he's battling with cancer, his lawyers could have quickly gotten the medical report to back it. For that, they have failed there. But again, the OSP is a human being just like I am. Sometimes we have to be considerate with human beings. You have given him a grace period, but let's look at from 28th to 3rd, or is it 2nd June? That period where he informed you, how many days now for you to come on and then declare him wanted again, and then you are seeking for Interpol to bring him down for an interview. And let's not forget that these lawyers has proposed another option where they can have the same meeting, which is the video conferencing, and the OSP has rejected. That is my concern.
See, the whole thing hangs on the fact that yesterday I haven't been feeling well, so yesterday I went to the hospital. Whatever I did there yesterday, the records are there. If I should be asked by my management right now, we want to take care of your bills yesterday, can you give us a report? Even just a phone call to the hospital should grant me that report in 30 minutes. Because it is there. Once you are examined and being actually verified that you have cancer, the report is there. It's just about printing it out. And I even believe that Mr. Ken Oforiatta would have a copy of his report.
Of course.
So from 28th till 2nd June, you couldn't send that report. I mean, it will make it fishy. Looking at the fact that he has made previous excuses for this meeting.
And all are health excuses, right?
Exactly. So it will actually raise the eyebrows, which is why the OSP gave him that condition. You know what? If indeed you have a medical condition, send us the report. If not, then you need to come. If you are not coming, then we are placing you back on the watch list. And to me, as a citizen, as a state person, I would say it is fair.
And in all of these conversations, we are even driving away from the main things. The criminal offenses, supposed criminal offense allegations level against you, wouldn't be in your good name or good faith to come and clear all doubt, rather than raising suspicions. That may not be true.
Okay.
These are the same people that will come and say they are political witch hunting. And they are the same people that will come in 2028. Oh, yeah, can't say, can operate a year, we know. Oh, time, no, say, 5 months, almost 1 year. So that's what I'm saying, that health issues, we all agree. I cannot hear and belittle his health issues. It's very, very important.
Of course.
We cannot belittle that. Emphasizing on a 66-year-old, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama presenting himself to the ASP on the Airbus scandal. No excuses. I believe Mr. Kenoferiata, if there are no suspicions or any shady deals,
he should just present himself.
He had all the opportunity to clear himself. Extending all these things is going to be, you are going to be in the bad books of Mr. Ken Oferiata, giving your party even a bad image that gave you the nod to lead the finance ministry. So for me, he should just do the honorable thing. We are learning from them, but these things that they do, they make us also question their credibility and integrity going forward. Aside the political event, he's a fine gentleman. He has contributed his quota to the government. When in opposition, when you go back and go and view his videos in opposition, when he was demonstrating against the NDC government, I see when he gave me the economy, he was going to turn Ghana to Dubai. Today, here we are.
So for me, I'll plead with his lawyers that if there is any medical report, they should make it available to the OSP. Because for health, we can't joke with it. Because I believe once the suspicions are clear and it's out, it is also falling on its own image and the party's image. But if truly, and I believe if it's not well, we are wishing him a speedy recovery, that God himself should touch him and make him more, so that he makes himself available for accountability.
Thank you very much there. But Enoch, your last words before we leave.
So I want to use this opportunity to wish a friend and a brother, Juventus, who is a military guy at the Bema camp. I want to wish him a happy birthday. And my little brother, who also celebrated his birthday over the weekend, and myself, happy belated birthday. And today I came here with one of my senior men. Yes. He has been a very senior man to me, who has helped me in a lot of ways. He's Mr. Jasper Techimensa. Yes, I really love him. He's very generous and kind, and he has been helping me. And to my family, my mother, my father, my siblings, I want to say thank you to everybody, and to the Elephant Party. Yes, Dr. Brian Champo, my man. Yes, and my good friend also, lawyer, it's in the Eastern region, Nankese precisely. I want to say thank you to everybody too, and thank you to GhanaTalks Radio. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Okay, and happy birthday to you. I think we spoke over the weekend.
Yes,
I wish you again once here. Prima, your last words before.
So for someone who believes the elephant is a winning symbol, I will still wish you happy birthday. For people to believe the elephant is a winning symbol, we give you the better. I mean, they should enjoy the opposition. I mean, we all know that at the end of the day, the country will be good for all of us. They will not feel it like we felt it during their time. Because during their time, we knew, people know, it's kind of one side. And everyone has seen it. So I would like to say thank you very much to Prince Kuma, our team communications officer. I mean, for giving me the opportunity to represent the party at this level. I also like to give thanks to our team president, Modek Adumba Modek, and the team fraternity as well. On campus, we are doing our part. They are doing a very good job. And I would like to also extend our heartfelt gratitude to our MP for Ayasu West Wogon, Honorable John Dimelo. He's doing his part as the Deputy Minister for Agric. He has been touring the whole country. If you follow him on Snapchat and whatnot, you see that he has been doing a very great job, and we hope that the people of Ayasu West Wogon will give him the mandate again. And as young people, they are the people that we are looking up to. So we are also saying, Honorable John Dimelo, continue the good works. We are very grateful for the opportunities you have granted us, and we're looking forward that going forward in this government, I mean, we'll be able to exhibit the kind of leadership that we expect. I also like to say thank you to, I mean, my parents, my mom, my dad, and my uncles who are also supporting my, I mean, my political journey. I mean, it's not been easy. Sometimes as a young person, when you join like that, the kind of, I mean, things they will say again to break you, but never say never. And they are with me. They have supported me, and I'm grateful for all of them. We are looking forward that by grace, God will guide all of us through, because the mindset of politics is to serve the people, to be able to give us the ability to use our ideas, our knowledge, to share and be able to build the country that we all want. Let's all rise and support the government of the day. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, like Afenyo Markin said, he's already a statesman. So those who be coming after him, we do politics with anything. But let us believe we have one Ghana. We have the democracy to protect and to guide as a nation. The Constitution is our guide. If you have any problem, you go to court. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, there, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure for having this discussion with you on the show this morning. And to our beautiful listeners, we thank you for sticking to us. A very big thank you to my producer here, DJ Cham, and to the entire production team, DJ Rock, Fico, and everyone. Before, the ladies also came in there with the newspaper review, Debbie, Esinam, and Reggie. Big thank you to you all for making the morning show a successful one this morning. Up next is DJ Rock with some soothing music. Enjoy the rest of your day.